Welcome, everybody, to the Making Awesome podcast. We're having a weird schedule this time, but hey, you know how it goes. We're on this week. We were off last week. We're going to be off the next week. We're off next week. I don't
Wait,
know.
what's happening next week?
I'm out of town.
Yep. Fair.
Yep. And it is the last MRRF today.
Oh, yeah, it is.
That's it. No
Did
more
they
MRRFs.
have any news about if they're changing names or locations, or is it just they're calling it quits?
A new organization is taking it over. So they will make future announcements. But honestly, I'm kind of glad. Like, the reason we've never gone to MRRF is because it is like 3 hours from any major airport. And like, that's too far. Okay.
That is a distance.
It's too far. It's in Goshen, Indiana. Like, the town is so small, they have to alert the restaurants to the people that are showing up, because otherwise the restaurants are so fundamentally understaffed, they cannot serve everybody. And
I'm not glad that's kind of funny.
MRRF,
that is quite funny.
MRRF has a place to camp.
Okay. Okay. Didn't expect a 3D printing event to have camping.
Well, the event has it. Like, the actual location has it. And apparently half of Goshen was out of power on Friday. So
yeah, that doesn't sound optimal.
Yeah. And normally there's no aircon.
Oh, even I have aircon.
Which in June in the Midwest, bad idea. There is apparently aircon this year, but it is only in half of the event. It is where the sponsors and companies are, but where the makers are still has no aircon.
So pay to not suffer? I'm getting paid to not suffer.
I just work here, but we're going to be talking about the shipping issues with AllClean, talking about packaging and all that kind of thing.
I have so many updates for that.
Formlabs released a new printer. I don't know if you saw that.
I've seen
the Fuse X1.
I don't know any of the specs. You will have to inform me of the specs. But I have seen the pictures, and the pictures look huge.
It's a big boy. And Voron Trident R2 was released, and yours truly is directly responsible for some of the changes on there.
Brilliant.
Yep, and I have a fun AI discussion for the latter half of the show, and whether or not Andrew listens to this far, if he even listens to the show, we're glad he's okay because he totaled his car.
Ooh, bad total or just old car, so any damage is total? Oh no. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, he's fine. I visited him in the hospital. He's fine. He's released out of the hospital. I pushed him through the hospital in the wheelchair. He was very excited for that. But yeah, no, he's good. Honestly, the 2013 Hyundai Elantra, whoever is directly responsible for its crash resiliency, I'll buy them a beer. Because I'll show a photo on my phone toward the end of the call. But yeah, bad news bears. Yeah, like my brother said, he almost totaled his life. So take the win. The car died so you could live. Amen to that. And
that is the right way to deal with it.
So we talked, and he's like, "Can you scan the car?" I'm like, "Hell yeah, I can scan the car." So yeah, Jacob's got nice decor. He's on a red velvet couch for those that are listening audio only. He's on a red velvet couch, and he's got nice, definitely real vines in the background, all setting a wonderful ambiance. Okay,
yes,
I'm done with
they
that.
Definitely do not hide the internal CCTV camera of my living room.
Don't worry about it. That's right, as Tarzman says, remember to thank your local engineers and nurses, and we're also going to be thanking the sponsors for the show, including Construct 3D, 3D Musketeers, Printed Solid, and 3D Prima. Check them all out. Links are in that description down below. And if you are watching live and you do want to support the show, go ahead, leave a like, get subscribed. Oh, I don't know. Donate to help keep the streams YouTube ad-free while they are live. I can't believe he's using a weird mic. Oh, a wired mic. Oh, I use a wired mic too.
Yeah, I'm using my mic.
Yeah.
I do have,
Wired,
I will say,
wired master race for sure.
Bit of an upgrade, so everyone in the Discord already knows what's happened to me, and I'll talk about it towards the end of the show. But as a little pick-me-up to get me back on track, I did buy myself some Rode go-tos, so they're coming, so I can be using them next time.
Oh, the wireless ones?
Yeah.
Dude, I've been like such an anti-DJI guy for a long time, and then I finally got a good enough price on the mic 2s, and I tried them. I'm like, son of a bitch. So I now own two sets of mic. I now own 2 sets of mic 2s and two sets of mic minis, because I also now own 2 of the Osmo Action 5 Pros.
I mean, they look great. I will give you, they look great. I kind of want one. The only reason I didn't go DJI for the mics was the price in the UK, for some reason, is more expensive than Rode. Rode used to be the more expensive brand, and DJI, especially like the Mini 2s, used to be like a lot cheaper. They seem to have flipped. So I got the Go 2s.
That's a win.
For the equivalent of $140.
Oh, that's nothing.
I know, right?
That's really
and
cheap.
And the DJI Mic
price.
3s were £300.
I don't like the Mic 3s. I'm a Mic 2 person, because the Mic 3...
The Mic 2s do look good.
Well, the Mic 3 got rid of the jack to add a lav mic.
Yeah. That's what I wanted.
I want to hide the microphone.
Well, one of the things I wanted to do was, if I can have a lav mic input, I can still put the hot shoe on the camera through the lav mic input and still record the different lines. So if I'm only on my own, I can still get hot shoe, mic, and lav mic, and the wireless. But DJI didn't have that. And
I even have the special cable.
The 2s are the same price.
I even have the
the lock-in.
No. They're a TRS jack, or TRRS. Or no, I think it's just a regular TRS, 3.5 millimeter. But I have going to XLR, so you can plug in any XLR mic.
That's neat.
You have to boost it quite a bit because there's no phantom power, but that's no big deal.
Yep.
Winslow Joy for the $9.99 for the ad-free streams. Did you guys talk about the Prusa color mixing release for the XL/Index? That's not even in our notes. I guess I'm going to add that to the notes. Prusa color mixing, because it is not. So they have a full spectrum variant now, but they have another one that uses lighting, which is really cool. Really, really cool. And then Shergal for the $10 saying, love to hear it for the upcoming Schustroming ship date. I enjoy that as well. Killer Prince says, hey, 3D Musketeers, thanks for offering the help. Good to catch stream. Hell yeah, dude. Hopefully that all gets resolved. He's dealing with some issues right now. We can discuss them if you want, but it's a small business that's just screwing him. So he was like order number 3 of the Stonewolf from Ston 3D.
The Prusa guy. Yeah.
Former Prusa guy.
The guy who works at Prusa. That's all I can never remember his company
Nathan.
Name,
and sometimes Nathan watches the show. So if you're watching this, homie, get on top of this, please. But I guess he's not received his machine.
Look, I can't get on top of people because I'm also the master of delays. But
Nah, you're not Prusa on the XL.
Talking to people helps.
Tarzman says...
With that being said, I am doing an email circular for all the AllClean people. There's been huge developments, and I'm going to talk about it in this podcast as well.
Tarzman says, on the scale of 1 to bricks and minifigs, how bad? My God, that entire thing. It's so good, though. I would say that we're probably at... I'm going to do from 1 to 10. I would say that we're probably at like a 6 or a 7 at this point. Because there's delays are a thing, but it's the gaslighting, it's the absolute, like, they're throwing the responsibility away. And I have offered to help if for some, so Joel offered to help before I could. Joel's on the case. If Joel can't get something done, I've got some options. They're not great options.
I've never known Joel to not get something done.
Yeah.
If he can't get something done, it probably indicates more systemic problems.
Right. And like, the Stonewolf is a cool machine. And like, I have pictures out front of Ston 3D in Prague. Like, I've walked by it
Yep.
a few times. The first time, completely didn't realize it. I'm like, wait, that's Nathan's place. And then I took a photo and sent it to him. But yeah, anyways, there needs to be more discussion done from the other side. We have one side story, and we have one side story very well. We don't have the other side, which is also important. As we all know,
Yep.
you know, you have one person's truth, the other person's truth, and then the real truth, which lies somewhere in the middle. Not saying that Killer
Yep.
Prince is lying, not saying that Ston 3D is lying. I'm saying there's just some BS, and we got to get to the bottom of it. And if that means, you know, we got to go knock on some doors, we go knock on some doors. We do what we got to do. Sambuzaru, yes, yeah, with $5 says, has anyone seen the scissor mechanism Z-axis short by Ethan Gao? Yes, yes, I have.
Oh my god, I love it.
I would
I
love
It's
to see.
so pretty.
So we saw a lot of cool machines come out of Jerf. I would love to see the implementation of that toward more of those machines. But as someone that has a machine that uses non-belts, it uses Spectra fishing line. It's not the same stuff that they use. It's a little bit different. Personally, I have concerns about the longevity of the XY motion system. But again, this is not like a hardcore product, right? We're looking at
It's a one-off prototype.
It is a proof of concept prototype thing. Super, super cool idea, though. Super cool idea. But let's get into well, the AllClean mess that needs to be cleaned up.
Yes.
First off, explain what AllClean is, so the people don't know what it is. Let's see.
To start with, everybody needs to clean their beds. And we realize internally, because we've got our own print farms, anyone who's used printers long enough know you need to have clean beds. And we were systematically finding issues with the bed cleaning process, mostly for uniformity. So a lot of people might not know, but a lot of what we do that isn't public is print farm service, and we do consultation work, and we do a lot of certified and defense prototypes, because obviously they need the best, and we have the best technology with the best people to work with to get their projects done. And one of the things we were noticing was the bed cleaning is the biggest fault point for reliability and repeatability. So I started looking into it, and I realized there's no bed cleaning products. Like that, we're always using alternative.
We're using
products.
Windex, brother.
Yeah, like Windex, dish soap and water,
Alcohol.
isopropyl,
Yep.
like rubbing alcohol. I know some people use ethanol. Like some people even use really watered down acetone if they're mostly printing in ABS. And it got me thinking. And I was like, if there isn't a perfect chemical, because all of these are other chemicals for other industries, let's go back to the science, because that's what Construct 3D is all about, is qualitative, validative data to determine what we do. So we went back to the drawing board. Rosie took over quite a lot of it, and she was looking into the chemical formulation side and how PEI interacts with surfactants and how dirt particulate binds to the beds. And we realized there isn't a perfect solution, not off the shelf. So we had to go make one. So we've ended up making a 2-part cleaner. Part 1, AllClean, is the generalist cleaner. It will get rid of sugars, oils, carbon deposits, even some fungal deposits that can grow inside plastic.
Carbon deposits, you say? So it's appropriate for a Bamboo A1.
Deposits. Oh no, just make it disappear. Just immediately disappear. You spray it on, the bed disappears, it teleports away.
I knew it.
Yeah, so we looked into the chemical science of it. We made AllClean Part 1. And one of the things we learned was there isn't a perfect surfactant. We can get rid of all contaminants, but it's not good enough on its own, because the chemicals to remove the contaminants contaminate the bed itself. So then we had to develop part 2, ready to print. So you've sprayed on AllClean and you wipe your bed and you get rid of all your contaminants, and then you spray on part 2, which is ready to print, and it removes the surfactant layer and it leaves only pure PEI. It doesn't matter if it's smooth, textured, satin, it returns it back to the factory chemical base. And that is our perfect bed cleaner, which we then spooled up into a product, AllClean. And now we've just started our first major production run. There have been issues, as all first production runs
We're going to call it a bump in the
scaled
road.
up. Oh my god, a bump in the road is so...
Because that's what's causing the problem.
Yes.
The problem is, even after we had the discussion where I told you that glass bottles were not a smart idea for the one key factor that they have a tendency to do the jerry-rig everything, because glass is glass and glass can break. They break sometimes in shipping, and packaging is, well, a nightmare. Rexit for the $5
really is.
Rexit for the $5 asking if Construct 3D's Index offering an add-on or a new product. I was not sure after watching the last recording, and you guys are doing a new product.
It will be a brand new product.
It's just easier. Love it or hate it, it's
easier
just
to
easier.
integrate a new hot end into a new machine subframe, especially with the geopolitical issues with suppliers. We've changed our entire supplier network. We've got a new aesthetic. It's still keeping the designer class aesthetic, so it's for home and semi-professional and semi-industrial. It's going to be probably based on walnut or oak, dark oak, with a navy like main color scheme.
Just go to a plastic bottle and this problem goes away.
Shut up.
No,
yeah,
I told you so.
Index works. The Index printer is looking amazing. We're just doing testing on the subframes, but it will be a new product. It will hold 4 wheels on the side, inside the printer as well, so it can keep them dry. It's going to be...
See, manufacturers don't take advantage of this, and they should. You've got room inside of your printer. I don't care how tightly packed your printer is. If you added a couple of inches and gave me room for 1 or 2 spools on either side of the build plate, I would prefer that. Like,
yep.
Literally, hold on.
It just makes sense. It actually just makes sense.
I can prove this. Look at my GD Plus 4s right now. Look at the GD Plus 4s. For those that are watching audio only, they're full of spools. Why are they full of spools? Because they're not currently being used, and they're really good filament dryers. Because the volume is so big, I can dry like 8 spools at a time. Well, when those machines are running, I always have a spool or 2 at the bottom of the bed, because I never go the full build volume, and I can dry at the same time. Give us room. If you are going to have a machine with a temperature regulated chamber, give us room in that machine to put an effing spool in there, damn it.
If you've already got the heaters, you've already got all the hardware in place for filament drying.
Like, you are being handed a win here. You're being handed a win, right? Temperature controlled filament storage. That simple. Right?
Yep.
You want to print TPU? Yeah, but maybe you live in the swamp like I do. Oh, yeah, the machine keeps it dry as it's printing because it prints on the inside of the machine. Just do it. Just give me Shia LaBeouf. Do it. Give me who's the Star Wars person that says do it? One of the editors will figure it out for us, but
it's Emperor Palpatine.
Sure, Palpatine. Sure, yes. Like, this is what we need. Do it.
But yeah, Index printer, brand new product stack, loads of improvements. It's basically a Construct 2 cut down for all the super weird niche industry standards that aren't needed for most people. Bigger build volume than the Construct 1, so it's going to be a standard 310 by 310 by 310 internal filament drying, internal filament storage. By default, it will have 4 tools, mostly because we like to have it as a self-contained package, but you can add up to 10 more. We just
so 14
don't want to worry about...
what I'm hearing.
Yes, 14 total supported. And the only reason for that is we don't have to want to worry about where do you put 14 spools.
Well, 10 more.
That's it. That's now a you guys problem.
Well,
we will have support for 4 internally.
I know what we do. I mean, we would do the inbox, right? The Sander 3D inbox. And, well, they have one for the Core 1L. Core 1L is 300 by 300 by 330. They'll probably be close enough on size. It should fit reasonably well. Or seemingly, you could make a slight adjustment to the Core 1L inbox and have it fit the C1 index.
Yeah.
Whatever we're calling it.
Name still to be determined.
Yeah. So, from my perspective, what I would want as a customer, 4 is often enough, right? My Snapmaker U1, I don't normally have a need for more than 4. My XL has always been set up for a 3+2, right?
Yep.
3 in 0.4, 2 in 0.6. So I would do 4.4, 4.6, maybe 2.8, 2 1.0.
Oh, you don't need to go higher than 0.6.
Shut up.
Come on.
2.8, 2 1.0, maybe 1 or 2 in 0.25. And
No.
then
the reliability of 0.25 is terrible.
For text on like bottom or top layers, love it or not.
Just but I guess that's the neat thing about Index is if you want a smaller tool, it's super easy to change them in and out.
Yeah, and all I would have to do then is just kind of move the Bowden tubes and still
literally
like
unhook the Bowden tube, pull the filament out, put the new one in, and put it back in, and you're done. No wiring, no mess.
So Index, they have an official shipping date.
Oh, do they now?
26th of June. Which is weird. That's
Thursday. Actually quite close.
That's a Thursday. I don't understand why they chose a Thursday when they could have chosen a Friday and made the really good Prusa on Friday joke, but whatever. They chose a Thursday.
Look, I've always said Thursdays are the days where the best things happen.
And
I stand by that. That's a me thing.
Well, yeah, I mean, Andrew got out of the hospital on a Thursday, so I'll take that as a win, too.
All good things happen on Thursday.
All good things happen on Thursday. Yeah, just not Tuesday, not Wednesday? Was it Wednesday? I don't know. Whatever day he got into the wreck. Not a good day.
Yeah. Anyway, going back to AllClean. So, we have released this product. It has been a smash hit. When we launched it just on the live stream, we did shadow marketing, and you should editors put a card here for the edit
a smash
that
hit.
shows my frustration.
It's been a smash hit.
I'm glad you got that. Like I like just nuggeting in these little verbal funny bits. But no, the website went down with popularity, even though it wasn't that many people because it was only on the live stream. But the website has been concurrently hit with over 1,000 people a day since. And the orders have we've sold out within 5 hours of it going live. Then the second batch sold out. And we've just done the third batch. And we've already processed about a quarter of it. And there has been challenges. So there's been packaging challenges, which, in fairness to us, all our packaging always passed our testing. It turns out there's some weird quirks when you make the packages smaller than you're used to.
Yes.
And we normally overdo the packaging, hence why the people that have already had the boxes so far, they would notice the boxes are much bigger than the bottles. And we did that so we can add more padding. Turns out that wasn't the right move. You actually need smaller boxes because half the time, what will happen is it's not the moving on the inside. It's people booting them. Once they get to a certain size, the actual people delivering treat them worse.
Okay.
If they're very heavy and small, they naturally treat them better. There's like this dense, we graphed it out. I did full research on the packaging. Again, everything we do at Constructive data backed. If it's heavy and thin, like a phone box, like when you buy like a new phone, it's got a chunk of metal, glass, and silicon in it in a very thin box nowadays. That means people are less likely to throw it because it feels more valuable. if that value to weight ratio drops because we put it in a bigger box, even though the weight is the same, people are more likely to boot it because they think it's a cheaper product. So that was one big one. So we've got new boxing after the next batch comes out. New boxing where it is much tighter to the bottles. It does mean our lovely 3D printed shock absorber is gone. So originally we had the bottles in these like double cradles.
Yep.
And the printed part was a shock mount. So it was all living hinged shock mount. And we were dropping it off the top of our mezzanine. No issues.
Pretty far. Yeah.
It's like a 4-meter drop.
Yeah. I mean, it's never the drop that's the issue. It's the sudden stop. And there's lots of historical figures that would agree with that statement.
Yep.
John S. asked if you guys double shipped it, where you shipped it out and then back again as a test.
No. So I wanted to do that. That was vetoed from me for cost saving measures. So we did other tests. But what we've noticed after these issues started cropping up, I've investigated the shipping problems itself. It's normally last mile shipping is where it goes wrong.
Yep.
It's not getting to the facilities. We've only had one in all of our batches that was broken in the shipping facility themselves, and Royal Mail actually turned around going, that's our fault. One of the arms to like move things through the conveyors just yeeted it off the side. And I'm like, you know what, in fairness, it's not designed to fall off the top of a warehouse. That's okay.
I feel like you just have a history of people abusing your boxes and it being a problem from literally the launch of your first product to now the launch of your first printer like support product, right? Yeah, it's an interesting one, and
it's been a nightmare. And even like the shipping companies have not been helpful.
No, they're not.
Like
Why would they be?
A load of them require you to put fragile on it, and you pay extra for it, and then they do nothing different. They just make you pay the extra. I'm like, why? It's not going towards the insurance payment for it. It's just we have to pay more.
As Mad Cat says, smash that like button like a bottle of AllClean.
But yeah, I am happy to say our failure rate has dropped to roughly 6%. It's still much higher than I want.
Yeah, you ideally...
I want to get it to sub 1%.
I was going to say, I was going to ask what you wanted to be ideally. For us, ideally is 0.5% or less is where we prefer to be.
So, you'll be surprised with this. Guess what the industry standard for bottle shipping failure rates are?
Probably 2%.
8%.
8%?
8% of glass bottled shipping, other than beer bottles, because their bottles are designed to be abused.
Bro.
It's about 8%. And literally everyone I've spoken through in the shipping industry is like, yeah, the best thing to do is just accept that 8% loss and just ship out a brand new one the moment somebody complains.
The issue there is, like, for a larger company, the customer service side of it is just like, whatever, send them a new one. It's not, even if they're lying, it's not worth it. For a small business, that becomes a huge problem. And I laugh because, like, I just had a pack of 16 mason jars, like the ball mason jars, delivered to my house because my brother has Walmart Plus, and I put my card in it, and I don't have to go anywhere to get it. Nothing was broken.
Did you notice how they were packaged?
They're not. They're sitting inside of a little cardboard,
like square sleeve.
Not even.
Normally.
No.
Really?
It's like a thin box that kind of keeps them XY situated, and then they're packed tightly with a shrink wrap. That's it. There is nothing in between the bottles. There is nothing protecting the bottles from anything that is next to it. I think what they figured out is the clear packaging shows that it's glass.
Yep.
And no one breaks it, but they're also shipped empty. The thing with glass bottles, on their own, very strong. As soon as you put a liquid in them, and that liquid, especially when it has some alcohol in it, tends to cavitate, and it's the mantis shrimp principle, right?
Fun fact, the alcohol cavitation hasn't been an issue. I thought it would be.
Well, for shipping,
but it's it's had zero impact on the
Yeah.
failure cases because only one of the bottles has a small alcohol content. The other one is completely water based, and the other one has a anti-foaming agent which stops cavitation.
Hmm.
And it's happening the same ratio between. So far, what we've noticed is it's being punted is the closest way we can describe
Right.
by the shipping companies into the back of the last mile vans is where it's failing. It's being fine whenever it's being transported normally. It's when somebody's crushing it in the middle of the box. And even though we've got void fill and it pads all of the things, it's even if we did something else like more packaging, it would still get crushed in the middle because they're treating it wrong. Hence why we're going to smaller packaging now.
So my theory on all of this, and I guess I'm apparently quiet now. I don't know why. I hate
You
this
sound
about.
great for me.
I know,
You sound absolutely great
but
for
I
me.
can see it on my VU meters on OBS. I don't have anything turned on. It's OBS does this, and we don't know why it does this.
Only your OBS, I will say. Have you updated your OBS?
I'm running 32.0.2, but it is never. I'm not like. I'm
Oh,
not.
I'm running the same one as you.
Yeah, I know they're on like 32.1.2. I always forget to update right because like I don't turn on OBS until we're going to record, and then I'm like, oh, there's an update. Never update right before you go live. Never update that.
Never do it.
So
I did it once and we were late by 15 minutes because of it.
my my assumption here of why this is occurring, the fluid itself is hitting the glass and causing that point load and that failure. It's the mantis shrimp principle, right?
Yep.
That little teeny tiny, I mean, they're normally like this big or less, like little tiny shrimp
Yep.
can shatter glass because it's a point load and it can move something so fast, but they move so fast that they're able to create cavitations in the water, which that shock wave is what can also kill.
Ah. So
And
we can actually test for that.
that I think that's what's causing the issue. Although it could be a compaction, right? Because you have a long and
Yep.
slender bottle. It could be something hitting it from the top, but there
That
are ways
so
around that.
our data has been showing it's that one. It's the impaction, something relatively thin impacting the middle of the packaging
Okay.
has been shattering the
Yeah.
most. And so the point loading, we can test for that by looking at the damage of the other bottles. If the base of the bottle is still solid, or the lid of the bottle is still solid, then it isn't a point load. What we've been noticing the most is there's the starting point in the glass breakage, because obviously it spider webs out from there, is in the middle of the bottle every time. We've only had a few where the top of the lid actually snapped off at the threads, and that was excessive G-force loading. It was inside the caddy with the holders still in place. There was no shatter around the outside, but the literal lid just guillotined off, meaning it was dropped from a very high height, higher than 4 meters, to perfectly shear the glass threads off. And we've had one where the plastic lid cracked and it leaked slowly through like the plastic inner layer, which is an easy fix. Which we just from now on we're adding just a bit of scotch tape on the sides, so if there's vibration shipping, the lids can't accidentally work their way free. And that was an overseas one, so I think it was just rough roads vibrating the lid off for that.
Or rough seas.
But
I don't know. Yeah, it's
it could be anything. We don't use sea freight. It's too unreliable.
really. Wow.
Yes. So the problem with sea freight is America. You keep shutting down the seaways. Stop it. You're the reason our freight costs are so high.
Well, we have UFC 250 tonight in front of the White House.
I've no idea what that is.
MMA wrestling in front
Oh,
of the
that's
White
cool.
House.
That's kind of cool.
No, it's not.
MMA's cool.
But not out front of the White House.
It does sound like a fever dream.
No, it sounds like your redneck neighbors that are in the
Yeah.
middle of construction constantly, that have a bunch of sweaty dudes mostly naked fighting each other, and yeah, some senile uncle who's just yelling at people because they look different. And yes, it is idiocracy playing out in real time. But hey, no better way to celebrate Pride Month, I guess, right? Bunch of sweaty dudes
Yep.
touching all over each other. Great way to celebrate Pride Month. Um, but hey, whatever.
Oh.
Yeah,
But yeah, so
for people that
long story
don't
short.
know, it's tough.
Oh, go on.
It's tough to ship glass. Any company that deals with glass will tell you you will have more breaks just because of things that you can't control. One of that being
Yes.
the morons that touch your stuff.
Yep.
Hi, moron here. I touch things.
It has been a frustrating point, but I'd actually say the biggest frustration is the rest of the company, because I did most of the research into the packaging, and I know, like, oh, we are expecting this failure rate and everything, and the front line that deals with the emails coming in is not me. So all they see is another bottle's broken, another bottle's broken. And what they don't see is, yes, but we've shipped 30 and we've had one break. We've shipped 50 and we've had one break.
Still pretty high numbers.
And it's still, we're still getting the data back from the initial batch. There was massive improvements to the packaging. As much as I thought I overdid it, I also value engineered the packaging to make it aesthetically better. That was a mistake. I own up to that. Having a nice aesthetic, while very important, and I do stress crucially important, that people see the product the moment they open the package for the unboxing experience, and especially as it's a premium product.
Yep.
If it shows up broken, it kind of doesn't do that effect.
No, it seems like a sub-premium product that you paid a premium amount for. Although if only one of the two bottles break, you probably don't have a way to ship out just one bottle, so they're going to get two new bottles.
We are always gonna ship out 2 new bottles every time, because again, it's the unboxing experience.
It has
when
to
you're
be
shipping
right.
a premium product, everything needs to be premium. If we let it down on one area, like the packaging is subpar, then it's not premium.
Yep.
If the unboxing experience is not premium, it's not premium. You only get premium when everything is perfect. It's Apple's mentality. It's the reason their box takes 5 seconds to open with gravity, because it's got a pressure seal intentionally done to slow down you opening the box. It's why the first thing you see is the phone. But even Apple put their phone in a plastic wrap. Yes, they've made that so it's fun to open, but even then they add extra levels of protection, and I did put a bit too much emphasis on the unboxing experience. However, going the other way and just bubble wrapping it all doesn't feel right. It doesn't work right, and actually it didn't make anything much better, which was surprising. But we've done all the analysis. Smaller packaging, that fixes the problem. We've just received our next batch of bottles.
Okay.
So everyone who has an order that's outstanding or had a broken bottle, it should be going out starting Monday. Latest by end of week if we find any issues with the packaging. I know it has been delayed. I spent, I think it was Friday. No, it was Thursday. I went to the bottling facility to ask what the holdup was. They were having an issue with both production lines, but it was the stupidest issue that they didn't know how to diagnose. They thought it was a programming fault.
What was it?
So they've got a conveyor with the filling arms that come down and fill.
Yep.
And there's a solenoid blocker that blocks it out, so when the bottles come, they sit perfectly.
Right.
And every now and again, the solenoid wouldn't extend, and it would just let bottles through constantly.
There's a pill for that.
And I know they needed the pill.
They did.
But no,
So
it turns out the solenoid wasn't failing. And that's what they were trying to figure out, was why is the solenoid not working? It must be a software issue.
It wasn't being
because they
triggered?
tested the solenoids. It was being triggered at the wrong voltage.
Ah.
They were edging the correct voltage, and I think what they've done was they read on the solenoid's data sheet the rated voltage, which is 5 volts. Now, as you know about motors, and solenoids are basically a one-direction
They
motor.
can handle a little bit more than what they're rated
They
for.
can handle a bit more than what they're rated for.
Yeah.
Why? This is why stepper motors are rated for 3 volts. It's the minimum voltage to make them move, not the maximum voltage. They were pushing minimum voltage, and maybe 1 out of every 10 activations, it would freeze, and the friction wouldn't activate it forward. And I only found out because I slid one forward manually, and then it locked forward.
So
it didn't have enough voltage to propel it forward.
that sounds like, to me, from a manufacturing issue, the manufacturer should tell you the voltage that it just works, not the minimum.
Yep.
I want the shit just works voltage, right? I don't want, like, if you tell me it's 5
That's
volts,
what they thought.
it better work at 5 volts every effing time. If
Yep.
I feed it 4.9 volts, maybe it doesn't work as well. Oh
Yep.
my gosh, I have another thing to talk about. It goes into my AI
ADHD
discussion.
tangent.
Well,
Oh.
we're going to add another thing into our discussion as well. I already added to the description the Hey Gears UV and resin printer that they teased, the G1.
Oh, I have not seen that.
I'm waiting for a G6.
Is this going to be a Eufy make like competitor?
No, sir, not even close.
Not even close good, or not even close it's different?
It is a J750 and Mimaki. Yep.
Oh, okay.
And so that's going to also go after the FlashForge C270, I think is what they call the FlashForge one.
Okay.
So we're looking at more affordable, like full 3D UV printing at home, which is super cool. Also,
that's good.
I have stuff in the notes. I don't know I don't see that you're in the notes thing, but that might be useful for
I'll
you.
open the notes.
I have a lot of our topics in there, but yeah, I'm going to add that one on there because that is a really cool machine. I do like Hey Gears. I am in contact with them. I should message them on WeChat, but they're super cool dudes and dudettes. Although dudes, as we all know, I'm a dude, he's a dude, she's a dude, we're all dudes. Hey.
Dudes is gender neutral. That's just how it works.
Yes, we know, and Good Burger taught us this. Or was that from All That? It's Keenan and Kel, they taught us that, okay? I'm just saying. No, it was from Good Burger. It was in Good Burger. What a great movie, though. You want a quintessential 90s movie? Good Burger. That's what the 90s was, man. That's what the friggin' 90s was. Soundspark says we're all humans. That's incorrect. Some of us are lizard people. Represent. Good Burger was a skit from All That. Yes, I know. Oh, now we're getting the actually.
Actually, it started from this and then it went to this.
I'm totally fine with that. All That was a great show. A show that would never last in the current world.
Yep.
Like same thing like Pineapple Express is a movie that could never exist in the modern world. Like if you released a Pineapple Express or Hot Tub Time Machine in modern day, oh my god.
That would not survive.
It's very interesting.
Actually, would it survive? Because like there's quite a few like streaming services that just do great movies.
Yeah, maybe. I don't know. I will say I have had a lot of challenges with broken stuff in shipping, to the extent, and like we do this with Cocoa Press every now and then, but this was way back in the day, back before Apple AirTags were a thing. We had parts getting lost in shipping, and we had parts that were arriving broken a long time after they should have arrived. So we used, I think it was called the Whistle. It was a GPS collar for dogs. Oh, Tropic Thunder. Yes, Tropic Thunder was the really
Tropic
bad one.
Thunder. Amazing. What do you mean really bad? You take that back. You take that back right now. Tropic Thunder.
Well, it wouldn't do good today.
Best film. Oh
It
no,
wouldn't.
no. Oh god, no. That would end careers.
Yep.
But it was amazing. One of my
Pineapple
favorite
Express was
films.
released 4 or 5 years ago. Is that correct? When the hell was Pineapple Express released? Please somebody
I don't
tell
know.
me it was more than 5 years ago.
I
Please
can't say I've
somebody
seen it.
tell me.
I haven't
Cause
watched it.
I'm gonna need somebody to tell me. So I can never take Blazing Saddles for real, because behind us, well, I guess it's in front of me, kind of like it is.
Yeah.
It is to the east of my house. My house faces east, so it's kind of in front of my house. There was 82 acres of land. They were bought by what is effectively a piece of shit developer. Right there, you know who you are. You never watch my channel, but that's for you. And all the things that you've done wrong and the way you've had the police threaten me when I was trying to keep you honest. Right there. After one of your people threatened to run my car over with a bulldozer, right there. That's for you. But they named the property Blazing Saddles Ranch. And so all the roads in there that they've now built for homes are after
Yeah.
Blazing Saddles. I want to do everything in my power to get that C and D'd so bad. So bad.
Do it. Do it.
Because there's no way they have the rights to that. There's no way they have the rights to it. Okay, thank God. Pineapple Express was 2008. Tarzman says,
But no, you should send that in. Like send that to whoever the legal team
the worst
published
part,
it.
the houses are already built and they're being sold. So every now and then I just like walk out back. I walk out front or walk out back and just pop a few rounds into the ground because I need these new, oh, we're an HOA. You need to remember that you bought out in the country, homie. And that means we do things a little bit differently. I also have obtained a professional berm builder. This is a thing. I made a friend. He's been a friend for a while, but we were chatting yesterday at a 2A meeting. Unrelated to 3D printing, but I can talk about that as well. My local gun club has a quarterly swap meet.
Yep.
I did not buy anything, and I didn't sell anything either. I was trying to sell some stuff.
Did you get tempted? Did you get tempted?
Nothing was at the budget that I wanted to spend, but he is like, he was just talking about, he's like, yeah, I just spent some time building a berm. I'm like, oh, you did? Because I need to build a berm. He's like, I need 3 dump trucks worth of, I don't care if it's clean fill dirt or not, and I got you. So we're gonna put a berm in, but that way I can safely shoot on the property. But yeah, it's all Blazing Saddles. But anyways, back to what I was going with. We would put accelerometers that were running on like ESP32s and the whistle tracker into a box and mail it. I talked about it before. It was the Flushing, New York USPS distribution center. That is where most of them got lost. And I'm nowhere near New York, but we were working with, I think it was Mixie Labs. They did these bobbleheads through Shapeways. They launched out of Shapeways. This was many years ago. Okay. This is like in the early days of 3D Musketeers. We were still running a lot of full color sandstone back then. And we would, for the first 6 months, we'd ship to them, then they would ship to their customers. Eventually, we just shipped directly to their customers. It was easier. But dude, everything was getting lost. And so we started putting these accelerometers in so we could test when things were breaking and why they were breaking. Did we suck at packaging? Did USPS just beat the shit out of it? And a couple of times we found both ways, right? Our packaging wasn't good, but they were much higher than they should have been. But they don't guarantee that you're going to have a white glove, endeavor. If you want white glove, you do what we did a couple of weeks ago, which was you pay someone to drive it somewhere and you spend $1,200 in couriers, which you use Lyft or Uber for because it's way cheaper than using a real courier in 2 days. But you guarantee that things get to where they need to go. And that's what, that's what makes it important. Nowadays, when we do it with Cocoa Press, they'll send us 2 boxes. One is insulated, one isn't. Neither have anywhere near the amount of packaging. What they're trying to figure out is temperature, and shock. So we get this data logger. It's like a little USB stick, but it's a data logger. I download the data log to my PC, send it to Ellie, and then I send back the data logger, and we get to keep the chocolate. I'm like, you know what? If there's ever a food company, unless you're making Schustroming, you can keep that shit. Other than maybe a joke. If there's ever like a sweets company that wants to make sure that it's okay to ship in Florida, make sure temperature's okay, friggin' hit me up. I'm your man. I'm your man. I am your man. Just saying. Just saying. But yeah, I think it's a lot easier now, right? Apple AirTags will give you location, throw a Samsung one in there too. ESP32 with a little battery, logging everything. You can determine all of this.
You can get quite a lot of data just from that.
Tarzman says Grant gets random USB drives in the mail and just plugs them in. Oh, you know me. The guy that doesn't know anything about network security, that doesn't know anything about ITAR and CMMC, that only rage baits people on the internet to air gap their printers because editor Andrew decided not to provide any amount of validation or context for that. And that's why those videos have millions of views on every platform. But, oh my, dude, the comment differences from Facebook and everywhere else are kind of insane. The amount of people calling me slurs, huh?
Oh.
Yeah, there's an error.
Oh, is Facebook the degen zone?
Oh my God. They're calling me slurs. Like the F slur, the R slur, oh my God, they're going hard in the paint. I'm like, I remember why I don't like Facebook. That is the reason I don't like Facebook.
Look, it just means you've made it. If you've got Deborah from down the street giving you slurs, it means you've made it.
Bro, they're calling each other slurs now, too. They're like fighting. They're infighting in the comments. I'm like, whatever, man. This is just, normal. Tarzan says, but you keep it for Marketplace. You damn right I keep it for Marketplace. You damn right I do. But from a business perspective, I wish we didn't have to have it. But yeah. Shipping is one of those things where you can do all of this work, and it can still get screwed. Oh, and apparently the other one is a fan.
But no, it's also, you do all of this work and a lot of it is hidden because everyone already expected it to work and it's hidden labor. And we've been doing loads. Like, we bought loads of different, like, bottle style packaging. Sorry. We took loads. And we saw how they packaged it. And again, it's as you noticed, they're packaged really badly compared to what we do. Like, we had somewhere it's 4 glass bottles, no separators, kept thin, single walled cardboard, and just like a cellophane loose sleeve over each one to stop them scratching. And that was it.
Maybe
we were just looking at it being like, why?
Well, maybe the bottles are just better. Right? Maybe they're made with like borosilicate glass or something.
Nope.
It's like
exact same. We broke them. Exact same wall thickness, exact same, like, and we made sure we bought the same tube style. So they're called Boston squares. Boston rounds have kind of like a round lip at the top before it goes to the threads, which is similar to a lot of water bottles. Boston square is like your Voss water, where it goes up and immediately in, and then you get your thread. So we tested all of them, and they just packaged them like trash. And plastic would be fine, but premium products.
Sure.
Cannot have a premium product made with plastic.
I wonder, and this is something that we can test, right? Ship it to me. Empty glass bottle.
We are thinking of plastic. Well, it's not off the table, I should say.
So glass bottle with concentrate, right? Just put the concentrate in like a Tide Pod, or something you have to break open, whatever.
We found one, ketchup packet machines.
I hate that. You're not wrong, but I hate that.
Yeah, it's so cheap, and it's actually a lot more environmentally friendly than it is to do other different types.
Fair.
The Tide Pod style wouldn't work
because
the
it's
chemical
contamination.
Will eat through it. No, the chemical will eat through the Tide Pod.
Oh, well, there's your problem.
Our chemical is so strong we have to water it down minimum 1 to 20 to even get it at a usable quantity. Otherwise, it will just destroy PEI permanently.
Okay, so like a ketchup packet is kind of the right size. I hate that. So basically here was where I was going. Ship it with a concentrate and the glass bottles, and you add the water at home. And this
we looked into that.
That basically says, is it the liquid in the glass?
Fix it.
It doesn't fix it. Damn.
It's not the shipping problem then. It's the water problem. Not all water's made the same.
Is it that significantly like I have very hard water. My water is so hard.
Your water will be perfect.
They concentrate it down and turn it into oh god, I've lost the dick pill joke. Tadalafil, sure. They concentrate my water into sildenafil and tadalafil. That's why we always go hard.
Guys, I have to do a podcast with this guy all the time. But no, water matters. It's the calcium. It's the calcium, and it's there's like trace elements of something else I can't remember off the top of my head.
We do have high calcium
activates the chemical. If the water doesn't have the right amount of calcium and anti-foaming agent in the water, because a lot of water has an anti-foaming mineral
just comes out of
it.
The ground.
I believe it's just like small micro levels of silica in the water supply to stop it from cavitating. But if it doesn't have these additives, the chemical doesn't activate. So you can't just put in like distilled water. It has to be a specific type of water. And if it's too hard, you end up with deposits. And if it's too little, it doesn't work in the first place.
Well, wait a minute.
Because we tried it.
Why couldn't you just say add distilled water and provide the additions to the liquid that you need inside of a concentrate and just say only use distilled water? And if people use...
the easiest way people get distilled water is from water bottles. And even then, the ratio of what's in them is very different. Some of it's spring water. The UK uses a lot of spring water, but about half of the UK's water bottle, like buying a bottle of water, is distilled for cleanliness reasons.
John Cern makes a point. He said, you know, who has distilled water on hand? I think if you're buying a $40 product, to just keep a gallon of distilled water hanging around is no big deal. And who does? I do, because we use it.
But you're not an average customer.
No, I'm not an average customer.
You are a specialist.
Random Joe Gamer asked if we ever do meetups in Florida. I mean, like, if you're ever in and around the Tampa area, just, I don't know, call us, text us, whatever. We'll get together. We don't do, like, official meetups. Like, we don't have that many local fans. And the last thing that I want to do for my own sanity is to, like, have a local meetup and nobody shows up. You want me to feel like I'm back in my, like, you know, early, like,
birthday
young
party,
years.
invite all the people, no one shows up.
This happened.
Heartbreaking.
This happened. This happened to me.
Please tell me. No, please tell me that it's a bit. Don't tell me that happened to you.
No, it's not a bit. It's not a bit. It's why I have, like...
That's sad.
I hate celebrating my birthday. It is because that happened once when I was
wondering
a kid.
why you've... Every time I've talked to you, you have said you don't really care about your birthday.
That's why.
Now I know why, and that's so sad.
Yeah, it is what it is. I mean, I didn't grow up in a regular neighborhood, and, you know, we were always kind of outcasts in school because we were, well, like this. And it's polarizing. It's not any fault of my parents. It's 100% my own fault, but yeah, that's life sometimes. It is what it is. At the end of the day, yeah, I don't want that, but any fan that has come local, like been in the area locally, and I will do everything that I can to make time. We just had one come in, like I gave him my cell phone number and all. I think it was Rexit, maybe, but never reached out. But he also had like his whole family with him, so like maybe the wife or whatever's like, nah, fam, you're here with us. You ain't here to see him. Don't know. But some of the fans that have come in locally know that I will do everything in my power to minimally try to go out to dinner or something like that. Right? So, yeah. I don't know. I try to take time out of my day to see people if we
Yeah.
do have local fans. So, yeah. Okay, yeah. Rexit is here. He said, yeah, it was the whole family and parents. Makes total sense. I feel bad though, because like, I don't know. Like, if I knew what his schedule was, maybe I could have like met him somewhere. But yeah, I don't know.
Sometimes it happens.
Oh, and apparently a lot of people have distilled water because CPAPs. I didn't know that was a thing for CPAP machines, but that makes sense.
Neither did I.
Yeah,
But that does make sense.
but
Uh,
I,
but yeah, it's interesting because when you're making a product, if your customer has to supply something,
mhm.
it adds a stopping point.
Yeah,
It's
it's like I pay all
buying
this
a
money.
car, but you then have to buy the wheel separately.
Yeah.
You're less likely to buy the car. And it does add these levels of complications. The glass, while there has been problems, and plastic will fix most of those problems, which is breakage, it's not down to the bottle's fault. There's a lot of learning on our side. We've never shipped a glass product before in this manner. And while we've done very protected packaging for bigger packages, smaller packages, never anything as small as these two bottles together. And it just made it this very interesting dilemma of how do we mass market it? Because if we put this on Amazon, which we are intending to do, people on Amazon are
No.
dumb.
Yep.
You cannot,
As an Amazon buyer,
add things. It needs to be perfect first time.
Okay. Yeah, and that's fair.
But interestingly, Amazon treats their packages much better.
Do they?
Because they're recorded inside the vans how they treat their packages. Because if something breaks before it gets there, they can lose their subcontractor license by not treating the packages correctly. I've yet to see an Amazon packager in the UK drop kick a package, but I have seen UPS do it twice and DHL do it 3 times. And Parcel Fast literally dropping a machine out the back of the van because they sent one guy no tail lift to pick up a 40 kilo machine.
So I will say, at least where I live, it's not that big of a deal. I know most of the delivery people out here. Like, it's the same people that have the same routes. And if I know that something heavy is coming, be like, hey, just so you know, next couple of days, there's going to be something really heavy. Here's my card. I'm around. Call me, text me. I'm happy to come out and help. I always try to offer them drinks or snacks if I have anything laying around. I'm trying not to keep snacks in the house right now, other than like reasonably healthy snacks, because I am trying to lose weight. But it's like, dude, they're overworked and underpaid, the delivery people. And
They are.
my USPS mail driver, she is awesome. She loves the cat. I have a general idea of when she comes around, so that's like when I try to let the cat outside. Cat likes to be outside out in the sun for a bit, and she always likes to wave at the cat as she goes by. I think that's the most adorable thing ever. The cat is like violently afraid of people. Just doesn't like them. I think it's more of the cars that she's afraid of, but she runs inside every time. But it's just very cute to see her waving at the cat.
That is cute.
Yeah.
I gotta admit, that is cute.
But I put a poll in the live chat, so if you guys don't mind going after it, let me know what you think. If you would buy AllClean if you still had to add fluid to it. As a business, I don't care a ton because I'd rather have
now,
effectively
businesses
a
are different.
guarantee. Yeah.
Yeah, businesses are different, and there are niceties and caveats that are not in place for consumers. For example, as a business, I don't want a 150ml bottle. I don't want it into being glass. I want a 750ml bottle. I would rather it work and not be pretty and be refillable and work in my ecosystem better than it be pretty.
What if you went
Because as
to
a business, I care about the chemical.
what about like
I don't
a
care about the
metal
packaging.
bottle? Not like any of the fancy double insulated ones, but like, so some resin comes in like 500 mil
Yep.
aluminum or steel, probably aluminum or aluminium bottles. What about that? Could that, I
I'm
mean,
glad you said that. It could. One of the bottle types we had on the short list, it was a refillable cartridge, but we could repurpose it with a metal spray head, which was for oil. So it had a glass window with a metal
I don't
aluminium
even need the
cartridge, so you
window.
could still see the fill level. Though personally, I don't care about the fill level.
Yeah,
Shake it and you can figure it out.
right.
But it was a metal bottle, and I did like it. The only challenge was when it came to the type of styles, the black coating would have been very easy to scratch. And if you did it in grey, it devalued the product because it looked like it was uncoated. So we had this weird mix of, if it was grey, we needed a texture surface to show it's a premium product. And then the texturing is basically only done by sandblasting. And that is an expensive process when you're scaling up lots of bottles.
Yeah.
Or you can add a sticker that has a matte surface to it, but now you're buying an extra sticker to wrap the entire bottle with. And that can come off because, fun fact, the AllClean spray is so good at removing everything. It removes the adhesives on the glues, even when we set them to permanent adhesives.
I mean, that's a good problem to have, I guess. Yeah, okay.
Like, we have to wash the bottles before we fill them. After we fill them, dry the bottles, wash them again with boiling water. Then we can put the labels on. Because any residue of the AllClean underneath the adhesive stops it working before the adhesive cures.
That sucks.
It does. It was a nightmare. Thankfully, we found the workaround, which is printing UV ink directly onto the bottles.
Yeah.
And that's quite a mass scalable approach. So we've already got 2,000 bottles done with that.
That's
quite easy.
Like 2 or 3 Eufy make E1s or whomever makes.
No.
You'd be surprised. So I've worked with industrial level UV before. They're not that much faster.
They're not, but
they're
the
much
main
more
benefit,
affordable.
They're mounted to a conveyor.
Fair.
And the inks are more affordable.
Yeah.
It's the conveyor is actually the main thing. Because if you're processing 4,000 bottles, 2,000 AllClean, 2,000 ready to print, loading the machine is actually the bottleneck. Because it's one color.
Sambuzuru said, what about shrink plastic? That's not a bad idea.
You're right. It's not a bad idea.
That's a good one.
We're not at the scale for it. To do shrink wrapping, you need to have more like 10,000 bottles a month to justify the manufacturing requirement for that machine to be used on.
Because that is another step. Yeah.
It is another step. UV printing is more like a generalist, like post-process thing where they can take any shape, size, and whatever, load up a file, and then just run a batch. There's no setup. But shrink wrapping, you need to have a blow form and a mold form. So the glass goes in, it wraps it, then heats it, shrinks it on, ejects, and you go again. It ends up quite messy, and you can get crinkles in the shrink wrap, which is like,
I'm still on the plastic bottles, but like, as a consumer,
don't worry, we are having plastic bottles soon.
Yeah, as a consumer, glass versus plastic, like, okay, yeah, glass has a nicer feel to it, but I also have an Amber B, and an Amber B is just breaks glass, right? And if I'm in a workshop or I'm in my own shop, the likelihood of I've dropped my spray bottle of Windex at least a dozen times. At least a dozen times, right? I want it to bounce. I don't want it to shatter. Now I have to pick up glass, which I'm sure I will miss at least 1 or 2 pieces that I will find when I'm barefoot in the shop. Not that you should ever be barefoot in the shop, but we all know that you do it too.
We all go barefoot in the shop.
Yeah, like
plastic
do it. Bounces. You'll have no issues with the plastic breaking, in theory, right? And again, you use an off-the-shelf bottle design so you can just buy the bottles pre-made, print on them, shrink wrap them, whatever you need to do, and it makes for a safer trip. And I don't think you're devaluing the product all that much, especially if it is a nicer plastic bottle. I don't think you're devaluing the product a ton, but I understand that glass has that ultra premium.
premium.
Now the cost $69.47. Wouldn't mind if distilled water was provided. I would rather give you $2 to go buy a gallon at the local grocery store
Yeah.
than pay the extra weight to ship it. But that's just me.
Ironically, weight isn't the issue for shipping. It's the size. It's all volumetric weight now. It's not weight of product unless it's literally made of steel. But no, we are actually planning an AllClean Essentials brand because the thing that people care about is the chemical.
Right.
Now, AllClean, the original, with its lovely glass bottles and the bamboo lid, all naturally sustainably sourced and all this, that's a great gift. That is the premium, like, this is the best. And it does have a more expensive blend of the chemical inside it than
But I want the same chemical, but I want it in a plastic bottle.
But there's a reason for that. One of the things is the anti-foaming agent. It isn't needed at all. The reason there's an anti-foaming agent in it is for filling at factory. And that blend, it also has some like extra expensive pH modifiers that are extra inert, so it doesn't affect the PEI. We've been doing loads of testing. We can change them to a worse version that is, oh god, I'm trying to remember the data now. It reduces the efficacy of the product by 0.5%. So in reality,
that's not
it
even
works
discernible.
Identically.
Yeah, no one's even going to notice that.
But it isn't the best. And we've found a load of these optimizations in the chemical side that we can do, and it basically is 90% the effectiveness of the regular AllClean, but we can half the price.
Oh.
So we can go to the plastic bottle, we can add in the AllClean Essentials.
Homie, I regret to inform you, but the regular AllClean's not going to sell anywhere near as well as the... We discussed this. We discussed the pricing, and you wanted to be lower, and I told you to go higher because you're selling a premium product. This Essentials, I would even consider retailing it. I would personally consider retailing it because at $20, that's pretty good.
We're thinking cheaper. We can make it cheaper.
Nah. Take the profit.
So
do it at 20.
At the moment, AllClean in the US, ignoring shipping because we can make shipping work for retailers, is $28. We're hoping to get it to $19.99, or depending on if the bottling manufacturer plays ball with us, we might be able to get it to $16.
I would do it at $19.95 and take the extra profit. And like Winslow Joy says, it's not a worse version. It is a more affordable.
It's a cost-effective version.
Right.
It is the essential version. It's the, if you could only buy one, which one would you buy? And it is the essentials. Like, you don't need a glass bottle for the chemical to work.
No.
You don't need your bamboo lid for it to work. You buy the bamboo lid like you buy a pen that comes with a nice pen case. It's not just about the chemical, it's about the aesthetic.
It's the whole experience. Yeah.
It's the design. It's the fact that you might only have one printer in your house and you've got this nice little maker area, and you can put the bottles next to it, and every time you look at it, you know you have the best.
So for the essential,
is the best thing.
I would offer 2 variants of the essential. 1 with concentrate, and then 2 pre-done. The pre-done one is a little bit more expensive because it's going to cost more to ship it. Yeah. That one, I would say,
ironically,
go buy distilled water or run the risk. We don't care.
We're struggling with compliance on the concentrate because it's so concentrated. The hazard rating actually goes up a classification.
But
because now it's pure.
If you ran it similar to a Tide Pod, but something that will just disintegrate. Or even as a powder, like Duff says, something that you can put inside of the bottle so the bottle is the housing.
It works great. We have a plan for a concentrate. It's the safety side. Because with a big bottle of AllClean, you can only really drink so much in one sitting before you go, oh, this is a cleaning product.
Brother,
hence why it's not classed as hazardous.
If I
but a little pill because it's tiny. It's the same size as a paracetamol pill. Imagine if a child got that.
No, don't make it that small. Make it something that is inside of the bottle, and you fill it with water.
Not that easy. Not that easy. Because if you make the pills bigger, you now need to pad it with something. You can only have pure. So you either have minimum size being dry, slightly concentrated, where you've got like
ship it with
30%
liquid,
of the
I
bottles
guess.
filled,
Like,
or just filled.
As a distributor, or I guess as a potential distributor, I should say, my desire would be that we could have vats of it, maybe 5 gallons of each, and I just dispense, like, get one of those like party, drink dispensers and just dispense it and provide refills. But that also lets us, as someone who's also going to use it, be able to use it at a more affordable rate. But
Hey Grant.
Yeah.
You know we do that.
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, Jacob, if I knew that you did that, I wouldn't have asked the question.
for anyone who's retailing us or white labeling from us, they've got the list of bottles, and the ones that we also provide are 5 liter, 15 liter, and 1,000 liter containers for that exact reason, for either print farms or refill. So you can buy an IBC
15 liter at a time.
Like, you could buy an IBC full of AllClean and just top up your print farm stuff and just dispense them.
I still like the idea of a concentrate, though, because it's easier to ship, but I understand
it is much easier to ship.
The dangers of it, especially for end consumers. Yeah,
factory stuff,
sense.
It doesn't matter. If it's for a print farm, you can get the concentrate, no issue. For selling on Amazon, it becomes more challenging because now your safety rating is classified as a dangerous safety rating.
You say that, but I can buy like undiluted Monsanto weed killer, which is well known, allegedly, to cause cancer, even though there's court.
Doesn't your Amazon packages come with the little warning sticker on it? No. If it is well, we get that over here.
The only
if it's a battery, or if it's
you get the
a chemical, it comes with a symbol to mean battery fire or chemical fire.
Only the battery. So
you have to pay more for that.
Nope.
Well, they have to do another thing. We have to pay more if we had a hazard rating.
No. I mean, I would assume that your shipping is more because for batteries it's ground only. But yeah, we get things. It's like I can buy this.
No, you can ship batteries over air.
Tarsman, if you're still in the chat, put the link to the stuff that we buy in the chat. I don't buy it because no.
I buy all my batteries over air.
You can't do that here in the States.
Oh.
But well, okay, you can. You're doing it illegally. But like my weed killer is propane. Damn it, Bobby. Yeah, I'm done with chemical-based weed killers. Fire's a phenomenal weed killer. Works a great job unless you set your fence on fire.
I mean, that's just a self-propagating anti-weed wall.
Yeah, I guess.
Yeah,
but then you have to fix the fence. I need to fix the fence. In my defense,
no one's gonna want to run through a burned down fence.
Well, it's only a little bit of it that got burned, and that was from when I was burning a tree. So
no. Actually, it's even better. Intentionally burn your fence so it's all carbon and charcoal. So if anyone vaults it, they immediately go through it, get covered in charcoal, and if they ever go into your house, you now know exactly where they've been and they've left fingerprints everywhere. So you're like, you know what?
There's no fence to get to.
Couldn't stop you breaking in.
So,
but I know exactly where you've been, and we could probably find you by looking on CCTV for somebody covered in black soot.
Craft Happy says just to get some goats. My fence is not in good enough shape for goats. Goats cause problems. Goats are like 6-year-olds that have just been given about 2 times the amount of Adderall they should have had. And yeah, they're going to get into trouble. So I'm good on goats, at least for right now. GP3 Design says, I have a particular set of skills. Yes, GP3 Designs, your particular set of skills is coming up with really good names for things. Yeah, who would go into my house? Nobody that wants coming into my house without my permission is what the medical industry calls not compatible with life. Don't be that person to make me fill out paperwork.
You say that, but it can happen.
It's happened once.
It's happened to me.
And it was a clearly confused lady. We will get to that story toward the end. Is there anything else that you want to talk about regarding AllClean, or do you want to move into some of the news that's happened in the last 2 weeks?
I think the ending notes is we've been working on AllClean a lot. I know I haven't responded to emails in the last week. There's a reason. We have a big load of research we've just finished, and we're ready to start shipping again. AllClean efficacy is the best it's ever been. The packaging is the best it's ever been. We're hoping to be able to get to 2% failure rate, and based on the feedback we get from that, we know exactly where it's gone wrong. So we're not putting all of our eggs in one basket yet. But honestly, the feedback we've been getting from everyone has been phenomenal. I didn't realize how popular this is going to be. We only planned a batch of 200 bottles for a year because the goal was to release the white labelers onto the market, and we can sit back doing white labeling. And then the orders have exploded. We immediately put in an order for 2,000 bottles, and we're already mostly sold out. They're going fast, and we've had to scale up the production lines faster than we ever expected, to the point where we have 2 independent bottling lines now.
That's a good problem.
And they're already at max capacity. That's how good it is. So for anyone who is having problems, I can assure you, unfortunately, you're in the minority, but please email us or DM me in Discord with all of your photos of what's happened. You will get free bottles to replace whatever's happened. And that data that you can provide us just means we can make the product better for everyone. It's very valuable data. But no, it's been amazing. And as Mad Cat says, 3 words, 3D printed packaging. I tried it. It didn't work as well. I'm sorry. I really wanted to stick with the 3D printed packaging. But it wasn't protective enough. Very cost effective, but not protective enough.
Yep. Bummer, yeah, but that's life.
You can order it at the moment. It's on the website, construct-3d.com. You can also get 3D Prima. I do believe the discount code in the description is still active. It does expire at some point.
Is there one in the description still?
Yeah, I think it's not been removed.
Oh, yep.
It might be expired. It might not be.
Yeah,
but
it's there.
Yep. Try it. If it works, it's great. We will be giving discount codes every now and again when we do announcements or new launches. But yeah, I'm so happy with it. Everybody that's used it in my local area that's been able to give me feedback, they've said it's the best thing since nothing, because nothing came before this. But yeah, again, thank you everyone for helping us get better at what we do.
That's part of the deal. That's why we like to do it live. So, yeah, and hey, there's 160 people watching, only 63 likes. Let's pump those numbers up as well. And before we move on to the next subject, let's thank our sponsors, including Construct 3D, 3D Musketeers, 3D Prima, as well as Printed Solid. So thank you all for supporting the show. Go support the sponsors. They're all linked down below. Oh, man. Formlabs decided to not figure out who else has a product called X1 and release their brand new Fuse X1, which is much larger, much more powerful, and much faster than their Fuse 1. So they're calling it the Fuse X1. Lenovo was the first to do this, by the way. It wasn't Bamboo. Yeah. Lenovo has the X1 and the X1 Carbon, which I find very funny. Bamboo has the X1 Carbon. It's now deprecated. The X1 was deprecated a long time ago, but we now have the Fuse X1, which, I think that's going to be a challenge for them from an SEO standpoint. Maybe it is. Maybe it won't be. Don't know. But it's also $85,000.
That's a lot. That's a
Yes,
lot.
but its build volume
It's
is
not a lot when you consider its size.
yeah, its build volume is 330 by 330 by 565, and that is
Oh,
SLS. So
that's good.
one of their marketing videos, and it's not really a marketing video, they just like somebody recorded it at their shop. They printed 50 meters of chain
That
at
that's
one
quite
time.
impressive.
50 meters.
That is quite impressive.
And like that's a lot of chain in one go. Now, they are saying a full a full like build on this is 40 hours, which is like perfect.
That's not bad.
No, that's perfect.
That's really not bad. That's a great timing. You start at night, runs for one day, and it ends in the morning of the next day.
No, 2 days. It's 40
No,
hours.
it's not.
Yeah. Oh, okay, yes, yeah. It'll end in the morning of the previous day.
Yeah,
I
so
think
you're only
that's-
missing one business day.
Yes. Well, I mean, the machine is running, but yes.
The machine is running for 40 hours, but you're only missing one business day
Correct.
because of the timing. If it was like 48 hours, that's 2 business days.
Now-
Well, 40 hours is 1.
There is a downside to this one. It is nitrogen only. So it does not use air.
Oh.
Its chamber is nitrogen filled. I didn't read far enough to see if they have a nitrogen generator on board. They should, like,
I mean,
ideally.
I don't think
would.
it's that big of an issue. Like, nitrogen is so cheap to come by.
Well, it's also 78% of the air that we breathe. So a nitrogen purification system is not that difficult. I would hope at the
I mean,
85 grand it's
the
included,
bottles of
but-
nitrogen are so cheap.
Yes, but again, I would prefer if the machine just generated its own nitrogen. That's just me.
I mean, nitrogen generators aren't the cheapest because they're mostly just cooling compressors to separate the nitrogen out. Anyone that works at like a fiber laser company already has like enough nitrogen generation for their entire lifetimes, which is why nitrogen bottles are so cheap to come across, because if they're not running their nitrogen generator, they're not using it. They might as well earn a couple quid profit from filling up nitrogen bottles.
I will say I love their website, and in fact, I'm looking at that saying I should do more like this for our website. It is a very, very nice website. The thing that I think, and look, there are plenty of reasons to not like Formlabs. There are plenty of reasons not to like them. And if you say it's Micronics, you don't understand the business of that, I don't think that's a reason not to like them. But what they have always done right is that ecosystem. That ecosystem is done really well. The problem that I have with their ecosystem is that it is considerably more expensive than your competition. Their software is some of the best out there. Their materials are really, really well controlled. Unfortunately, while you can do an open materials with this machine, if it is anything like their other machines, that actually costs money to unlock. But like they have a really, really nice comparison chart that I love. At 1.3 meters square, the Fuse X1 takes up less than half of the floor space of an HP MJF 5600 or an EOS P3
Throwing
Next.
shade.
Well, you know what? If you're going to throw shade, that's the right shade to throw, right?
That is.
We are more space efficient, and for smaller shops, space efficiency matters. Formlabs also has the right machinery. Their sifting system, their depowdering system, all of their accoutrement is so well done. Yep. It's so well done. So they're going from a 30 watt ytterbium, I don't know, 30 watt fiber laser in the regular Fuse 1 Plus to a 120 watt same style ytterbium, I don't know, someone's going to correct me on it, fiber laser. So you're getting 4 times the power. So your scan speed,
which means 4 times the speed.
Sometimes they're only they're showing about a little under 3 times the speed.
I mean, that's still a great improvement when you consider movement losses over such a space. That's fine.
Sorry, they're showing much faster than that. I thought the footprint, I was reading the wrong thing. Their throughput is 0.330 kilograms an hour versus their older machine, the 1 Plus, is 0.063. So you're actually...
Yeah, it's closer to 5.
That's closer to 6. Yeah, it's closer to
Yeah.
6.
That's nice and fast.
Yeah, that's quite fast. Yeah, 5 or 6.
So I just seen on their website as well. Now, I love this. The AI camera
yes.
automatic failure detection.
Yep.
That's the biggest complaint I've had with SLS, was if something goes wrong, it can go wrong bad and break your machine. That isn't cheap.
So
this is nice.
It has part skipping. It can intelligently just, oh, this part's not working out well, skip it. Which is something that, like, we in the filament world have really enjoyed. The ability to say, I don't like this one. This one's not doing well. Or, oh, this tall part fell over. Skip it. Do all the others. Huge, huge value in the filament world. Much more value in the SLS world, because packing density matters. Now, they're claiming this 30% packing density, which is massive. You're normally dealing with like 18 to 20% is pretty high. Some companies claim 50, which I think is bullshit. 30% packing density. And you're going to tell me, oh, but Grant, that's a lot of, you know, extra powder for no reason. You're right. A lot of that is for thermal, but a lot of that is also, think about how much air is in a benchy, right? And I'm not talking about the inside. Make the benchy solid. I'm talking about the, you know, where the little steering wheel is. That's all air. You can't easily put other parts through that. And sure, if you wanted to play 3D Tetris and like really compact things, you can get a better packing density. But SLS, the tighter your packing density is, the higher chance that you have of warping. Now, they're doing thermal control using thermal cameras to determine where things are getting warm and where they're cooling down, so that they can heat up the chamber and make it more efficient, right? So it has 13 independent thermal zones, which is huge. Like the Fuse one,
that's a lot.
The Fuse one only had like 1, I think. I'm almost positive it was 1, maybe 2. But the stability in your temperature throughout the cake. The cake is what the big thing of powder is called. And we had the awesome opportunity over a year ago now, which is so sad that we haven't been back, to go to Bondtech and actually handle a cake.
I gotta touch the cake. And the cake was nice.
Yeah,
don't eat it.
Don't eat it.
You could. Don't eat it.
But like you dealt with the entire Formlabs ecosystem of the hey, it comes out of the build chamber. You can now work on it, and then
it sold me on the system immediately, because I didn't have to worry that I'm going to get turbo cancer from dealing with resins.
Yep.
Because that is a concern of mine.
And so they're also claiming dynamic dosing. So that is a big deal. So in powder-based machines, I have a lot of experience running powder, you will often dose way more than you need, and then you have an overflow. On the CJP full color machines that we have, every 100 layers or so, there's a sensor. It pauses the build to recover the overflow powder. It's just a vacuum system. So it recovers the overflow powder, puts it back up into the hopper of the machine. They are doing dynamic dosing that ensures that you have no overflow waste.
That's amazing.
Now, I don't know if the answer's no overflow waste, but there might not be enough overflow waste that you have to have this overflow management in the middle of a print. So super freaking cool, right? Their new like sifting station and all of that, their depowdering station has a belt on it to move the cake to where you need to be, because the cake can be very heavy, very, very heavy. And they've got some really, really good examples. Again, their website is absolutely brilliant. Whoever designed it,
I love that design of the website.
Like, this website has already been sent to our new web people, internal, to say, I really like this, and I would like to integrate some of the features that we have on here into what 3D Musketeers does. And I hate that, because like we were pretty far along in our dev, so I now have to basically restart it, but I'm okay with that. like they show your cost, your lead time. They show you on Legacy SLS, which is their own product, I think is what they're calling Legacy SLS, and then outsourced as well. So, and I don't know who they chose for the outsourced partner to determine what the cost would be, but I think
it's still nice there
awesome.
is a rough approximation of what an outsourced could be, which is probably their closest competitor that hasn't caught up.
Yeah,
at least I'd say so.
I think that
I don't know.
machine,
I'm interested in this. Like, if I had 100 grand to dump growing the business,
which is what it's going to cost you, by the way, it's going to cost you about 100 grand to get involved in this.
Because it's like, what is it, like 80k for the machine,
85.
and then you're probably going to need 20k for ancillary, like cleaning and dyeing station, and
easily, if not
but
more.
I think it's worth it. I do think it's worth it.
I think that there's a lot of value there. That so if your parts are small, the older machine makes sense, right? Because what is a faster 3D printer? It's multiple 3D printers, right?
Yeah.
So you look at, okay, the old one is 30K, so I can get 3 of them for the cost of one big one. Okay.
Also, doesn't the smaller one use air as well?
Yes, the other one can use air. I would say that the cost of the nitrogen is going to be quite low in comparison, but it is
going to be negligible.
Yeah,
the nitrogen is not going to be a problem, but you've also dunked 100k on this machine. You don't care about the little bit higher upkeep to run it because you need the packing density and the speed and the size.
So
like one of the videos they showed was a car door, or what looked like a car door.
Yeah, a single piece car door, one part.
That's a lot of money. That is a lot of money. Like, if you're doing that as a job, you don't care about the nitrogen cost.
Yep.
You need the part.
So I'm checking.
But if it's small things, the smaller one does make sense.
It does need 240 volt. So it's a 3.5 kilowatt typical, 7.5 kilowatt max at 208 volt AC. The
Lamau.
Yep. The Fuse 1 Plus is 120 volt, 15 amp dedicated circuit. So, okay. If you're on certain power, that might make sense. It's 1064 nanometer. So thankfully I already have glasses to deal with that. Yeah, like
well, in reality, you shouldn't need glasses. The window is fully protected.
And it now uses USB-C.
Yay!
So, USB-C, Wi-Fi, Ethernet, USB-C for mass storage. So the spot size is quite a bit larger. So on the Fuse 1, it was 200 microns. The Fuse 1 Plus is 247 microns. And the spot size on the X1 is 330 microns. So if you
is a bit big.
So, yeah. So you're, generally speaking, your accuracy is half of your laser spot size. Right? You can probably get better, but assume it's half of your spot size. So you're going to do about 150, 165 microns, which, generally speaking, is fine. Most devices aren't going to need better than that.
Yeah. You're not going to have an appreciable notice of the difference, except if you're specifically looking for ultra fine resolution detail.
So it is heavy. The Fuse 1 Plus is 120 kilos. The Fuse X1 is 570 kilos. So much heavier.
That's a big boy.
It is.
That's a big boy.
Its dimensions are 157 by 83 by 193 centimeters. So that's 62 by 31 by 76 inches. But I love this. The minimum access dimensions. They actually provide like the minimum floor space you realistically need to run it. 241 by 243 by 241 centimeters, 95 by 95 by 95 inches. More or less.
Amazing. That's not massive.
No. That's
a reasonably sized machine for such amount of throughput.
Yeah. Now, here's the fun part. The hopper capacity. It is almost 10x of the Fuse 1 Plus. 14.5 liters in the Fuse 1 Plus, 105 liters in the X1. You are going to have a lot of money sitting in powder. In powder.
Yeah. But is it though? Because powder's dirt cheap.
It's not from
It's like
Formlabs.
for
Formlabs
what? Do you have
does
to use
charge.
Formlabs powder?
You don't have to, but if you don't use their
Good, don't do
powder,
it.
hold on. If you don't use their powder, I'm assuming it's going to be the same that it is on their resin printers and the same that it is on the OnePlus. You have to pay for it. You have to pay to unlock the open materials system.
Bullshit.
Love it or hate it.
It's just nylon powder. Everyone makes it.
So
it's like $4 a kilo.
But at 85 grand, are you that worried about the cost of your powder?
Yes.
No, I don't think you are. I think you're more worried.
I think you are, because you're using the size and you need the throughput, which means you're doing lots of stuff. And when you're doing lots of stuff, you want to lower the powder cost as much as possible, because that's really the only cost into running the machine. The nitrogen is not a cost.
Your labor's going to end up. Your labor's going to cost you more, but even
well, no, you'd have a machine to do it automatically.
They don't have that. It doesn't exist.
Not from Formlabs.
Not from Formlabs.
But
correct.
there, instead of the manual decaking thing, there's literally a rotary tumbler decaker
they have
that you
too.
just put the entire cake in, and it just sifts it all out.
That's not what those are for. The rotary ones, like the rotary one
No.
saw.
There's a different version.
Okay.
So that rotary one is for polishing.
Yeah, those are
There's
polishers.
another rotary one. It just uses high pressure air and rotates it constantly to just get rid of as much powder and drop it out. Then it moves over.
I would be curious to see that in this production system. I think Formlabs does make a good production system. The reason of at this 85 grand price point, call it 100 grand for the whole package, that I don't think you're going to care is because now this is industrial. This is no longer even small business. 85 grand is beyond what I would classify as small business. I think now you're starting. I think you're getting industrial, and industrial wants a closed ecosystem because there's guarantees that come with closed ecosystems. I think the more open material system is actually more along for experimenting, right? So if you wanted to do special materials, I don't think it's more like, sure, if you wanted to have cheaper materials, fine. But if you wanted cheaper materials, as far as I'm aware, now, maybe they do this on SLS, but they don't do it on their resin. Just refill the bottles. They don't know the difference. They're not writing to the NFC tags. They're not writing to the RFID, or they weren't in the resin side. I don't know if they do on their SLS side. Just cut it open, put more powder in it, and scan it. You're done.
I mean, that's what I would do. That is the first thing I would test the moment I ran out of powder.
Right? If you're that bothered by not having an open material system, do that. But you won't be able to change any of the parameters. So the material that you're using better be a one-for-one replacement of what Formlabs themselves uses, because otherwise it's not going to work. It could be.
That'll be
it might not be. I don't know. Right? These are
the data tech
powders.
files for the base material will say the exact base resin. It will say the particulate size, I hope.
You'd be surprised.
And you'd be able to find a replacement on that.
I'm sure people will, but I think that's more likely on the OnePlus than it is on the X1. I think at this price point, you're okay with accepting a higher material cost as long as you have a guarantee of success. And when you look at industrial applications, HP, MJF, not open, right? EOS, not open, unless you're part of their special program. They're not open. They're not supposed to be open. They don't want to be open.
Yeah.
They make money on the materials. They make a lot of money on the materials, but they provide a guarantee, or at least it's guarantee is probably not the right word. It's more of a, you feel better knowing that it's like, if you're driving a Maybach or a Bugatti,
you get a certified, this is the best quality experience.
Let's say you're driving a $100,000 car. Okay, that's your daily driver. You've found a way to make that work. Are you really going to do the oil change yourself, or are you really going to bring it to Walmart for an oil change, or are you going to take it to the dealer?
I'm gonna do it myself
Okay.
because I don't trust the Walmart, and the dealers tend to only use what is recommended by the manufacturer,
Yep.
not by the engineering enthusiasts that know more about the engine than the manufacturer wants you to
It's
know.
$100,000 car. You don't have engineering enthusiasts for it. They don't exist.
Oh yes, you. Oh yes, you. $100,000 car. There's tons. There's tons.
Okay, I'm not talking like an
Think of all the
R8.
Porsche lovers.
Okay,
The amount of Porsche lovers that are like, this is the perfect oil for this specific use
you know what?
case.
That is fair.
The people who go around the Nürburgring,
But you're
who are
not an
like, let's
enthusiast.
shave off 1/1,000,000th of a second.
You're not an. You are someone.
Oh,
that
if I'm not
uses it-
enthusiastic, I'm just going to the
like,
dealer.
Yeah, you're going to the dealer. You're going to the dealer because it's efficient and it maintains the warranty. If you do the oil change yourself, yeah, take it to Tavares. Yeah, I could go to Orlando, take it to Tavares. Look, I do my own oil changes. I do my own maintenance. My car still runs well. In fact, sometime between 5 and 9 p.m. tonight, I have new O2 sensors and the sockets for them arriving because I'm replacing my O2 sensors because they keep alarming. So I'm replacing them before I end up doing the cat in that car, which only has one cat, which I'm happy about. But like, it's a 24-year-old car. I'm not paying to have somebody else do it. I'm going to do it. When you spend $100,000 on something, you don't do it yourself anymore. Right?
Yeah.
Okay, $100,000 car isn't expensive anymore, apparently. $1 million car is a different story. All right, fine. Whatever.
Yeah, Grant, do you know the average cost of a entry tier car is now?
40 to 50 grand?
Yeah.
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 I mean, like,
It's
I still really
that's
like
entry.
the Ford. Do you have the Ford Maverick over there? Their little tiny, like,
No.
smaller than the Ranger pickup truck?
No. Hell no.
Just Google it. Do you have your phone by you?
I've got a PC in front of me. What
I
are you
don't know
playing
how
at?
close the keyboard was. You're holding the microphone like we're in the 90s.
Ooh.
Okay, well, you didn't have a stand for the microphone. Don't get mad at me for that.
Well, yeah, because the microphone's too heavy. It pulled over the stand.
Just put some
Don't
bags of beans on the stand or something. Yeah, look up the Ford Maverick.
Ford Maverick.
Yeah.
Oh no, yeah, we've got them. I was driving behind one the other day.
They're nice.
That's the Ford cars that I'm more familiar with.
Those are like the perfect pickup trucks. They're normal,
No.
everyday. Hold
Wrong.
on. They're the perfect pickup truck for like 90% of what people need a pickup truck for, which is like going to the gardening center, picking up a couple of bags of mulch. But for the most part, they want to take their family around in 4 seats.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I think.
Let me introduce you to the world of the K truck.
I don't disagree. The problem with the K truck is it doesn't go fast enough.
That is that.
I get it.
You've obviously not seen what people do to them.
Okay, yes, you
like
put a
those
Hayabusa motor
Japanese
in it.
mini trucks.
Oh, they're awesome.
Oh, they're so neat. So much
don't get me-
space. So fun.
Don't even get me started. I can go very far. I love them. I would do.
I want one.
I do too.
I want one.
But the internet craze on them has gotten so bad that their prices have tripled. So I do my best to not talk about it online, so the price goes back down, so that I can afford one.
Yeah. K trucks.
They're terrible.
Suck.
Don't buy them. Don't buy them.
The K is the first K in the KKK. Don't buy them.
Yeah, exactly. Don't buy them.
Yeah.
Don't buy them. They're terrible vehicles.
Don't do it. Don't do it.
Yeah, don't do it.
I'll buy it on your behalf, so it's off the road.
Yes.
Brilliant.
Same.
And if you buy one, give it to me because you don't want to be seen by it. Because again, same reasons.
As T-Brum says, they do have problems with road legality in some states, in some areas. Not in my area. But realize, if you get into a wreck like that in a K truck, you're dying like a man. They don't have airbags. They don't have ABS. If you slam on the brakes, they tend to do an endo or a stoppie.
Yep.
Right? So you don't even have 4-wheel brakes at that point.
But you do look cool.
You look cool.
You do look really cool when you die.
And not a single lady will care. You will get a bunch of dudes like, yeah, man, I love the K truck. Not a single lady says, I like that K truck. Just saying. GP3 Design says he's excited for the Slate truck cautiously. I'm the same way, very cautiously excited for it.
I'm not sure what I think about it.
Yeah.
I'm really not sure.
Again,
the problem is it doesn't fill me with confidence. I love it.
Excited
from an aesthetics point of view.
Fair. And someone had said, Semboozer, he has a Maverick Hybrid. I loved the idea of the Maverick Hybrid until I found out that it has a 1 kilowatt hour battery pack. That is the most
Unacceptable.
useless battery
Unacceptable.
pack on a hybrid ever. That is the most useless battery pack that I could even imagine. That is of zero value from a hybrid perspective.
Like,
Why would, like, give me 10, give me 15, give me a usable amount. I have more than a kilowatt that is running this computer setup. So if we lose power, I have 2.5 kilowatts worth of battery here and 5 on the wall behind me. I have 7 Ford Mavericks worth of battery. And that's annoying to me.
Also, somebody's saying it's not a plug-in hybrid, which makes it worse. Because now you're not even charging your battery some other time using cheap energy. You're using your shitty petrol or diesel engine to charge the battery.
It's petrol.
I don't care. You don't use an engine as a generator. It's not efficient. That's why generators exist, because they're slightly more efficient.
I understand.
But again, it's just...
Like, look,
if there's... I don't like hybrids in the first place because I think they're scams on the electric car market. Because if you just want an electric car, just buy an electric car. Your petrol car with an electric hybrid is neat in theory, stupid in practicality.
So...
Because you're forgetting to plug it in to charge it. You're then using your petrol engine to charge it. You've got all the complexity of the petrol car for maintenance and none of the benefit of the ease of use of the electric. I will die on this hill.
I mean, even
I like them. They're nippier, but they're kind of just... And don't get me started on Toyota doing the worst move possible with the self-charging hybrid marketing scheme, because it's the only reason they did it was because they realized they didn't have the battery capacity supply, so they made the self-charging hybrids to try and sell hybrids so they didn't have to make EVs.
I'm going to retract my statement on the Maverick. It is a small battery, but I'm like, a Prius must have a 5 kilowatt hour battery pack, right? Wrong. 1.3.
2 kilowatt?
1.3.
Oh.
That's it. And the plug-in is 4.4 to 13.6, depending on the thing. Now, you can upgrade a Prius to a much larger battery pack, Green Gene battery. They should sponsor us, but they don't. I don't even own anything like that. But okay, I thought the battery packs were bigger. Like, my EcoFlow battery's a kilowatt hour. Like, that's... I don't know. It seemed anemically small. And
I'm not going to lie, it isn't actually that beneficial.
Well... It might be for fuel economy.
They're only using it for the stop-start.
Oh, don't.
So you've got electric start. That's it. That's all they're using it for, is electric start.
Oh, no. No, they're not. No, so in the Ford, they'll use it... Well, okay, yes. When the gas motor is off, everything can run on the electric side. I think it has an EV mode, maybe. It might. I don't know.
It won't.
Maverick owners, let us know.
Do you know how many miles you can get from a kilowatt?
Depends on how fast you drive.
It's about 3 to 5, depending on the efficiency.
And GP3 Designs, can we mute him for a bit? Now the Ferrari Luce, get the hell out of here with that bullshit. The only reason Ferrari did that is so they can continue to make regular high-performance cars and allow them to still go into the States. That is such a terrible car. Don't actually mute him. That was a joke. We like GP3 Designs, but the Luce is a terrible vehicle. And
Screw it. Do it now. You've got my permission. Do it for the bit.
Anyways, yeah, I think that we could look at to kind of tie these two topics together. The Fuse 1 Plus is a hybrid. The Fuse X1 is a plug-in hybrid.
I don't like either of them because they have the same problems. Plug-in hybrids make more sense because you can plug it in to charge the battery.
Mm-hmm.
But any hybrid that uses the engine to charge the battery is fundamentally not understanding how their engine makes power in the first place. Because they're not going to be revving the engine at 5,500 RPM to be the most power efficient for charging the battery. They're going to be siphoning off maybe 200 RPM at a time to charge the battery, meaning you're just using your petrol into battery at roughly 30% efficiency.
I
At
well,
least a plug-in, you're getting
petrol
100% efficiency in charging.
petrol engines are not efficient anyways, and quite frankly, that's not the case either because most of the power in the States is coal burning anyways.
And do you know how efficient that is?
Not.
It is. By a lot.
They are burning
It's
coal
like
to turn
it's like
water.
85% efficient.
Well, they're burning coal to turn water into steam,
Yeah.
and then they're
Yeah.
turning turbines with it, but they are still ejecting some of that hot air. So if they are
Yes.
not ejecting air that is colder than what they are taking in, they have massive losses.
You'll be really surprised. Really surprised with the
Really?
efficiency of a yeah. Coal power plants, while they look not efficient, they are surprisingly efficient. They're almost triple the efficiency of a petrol car.
Do you work for
And it's
like the
because it's
Trump marketing
centralized?
campaign or something? Is this
No.
are we talking clean coal?
No. I'm talking about the argument where people are saying, oh, well, my car does the same thing as a power plant. But the difference is, imagine if your car was the size of a small city and you get the efficiency through scale. Because they're not wasting like little bits here and there. It's all being centralized. All that excess heat is going into the turbines. They're just ejecting what isn't usable. Normally, these are called supercharged water or superheated water turbines.
Something
where
tells
they're
me
under
that
high pressure before they eject.
something
but,
tells me the coal
like-
plants that you have and the coal plants that we have are vastly different.
Even the worst coal plant is more efficient at generating electricity than any petrol engine.
Oh, I mean, I would hope so.
And that's the point, is if you
like-
could cut every car to being an EV, all of them powered by
No,
bad
we
coal
can't do
power
that. No, we
plants.
must keep gas because we need the electricity to power the data centers.
We need the data centers must grow.
The data centers
But
must grow.
the point is,
Hey,
fuel efficiency
unrelated,
is still better with coal.
for those that happen to have a proclivity to copper and nickel and silver, data centers and flock cameras are full of copper and silver. Just, fact of the day, about $250 worth of precious metal sitting inside of a flock cam. Do with that with what you will. I'm not telling you to do anything illegal because that would be illegal, but, there's your fun fact of the day.
If
Just
you see
saying.
a flock cam, roadkill by the side, you should do your solemn duty to salvage those metals for the environment.
Yeah.
Definitely for the
Something
environment.
like that.
Yeah.
But I will say, if you ever do come out to the Tampa area of Florida, or anyone that is visiting Tampa that wants like a fun thing to do, if you happen to be a turbo geek, but will also keep like the wife and kids happy, or the significant other and the kids happy, the Apollo Beach Tico power plant. They have a manatee viewing center because they dump out the warm water into the bay, into that area, and the manatees just love it. So they're there all the time. So you can see power plant, and then you can also see manatees. And if you don't like manatees,
That's cool.
there's something wrong with you. Because manatees are awesome.
Manatees are cool.
Yeah, manatees are awesome. But yeah, I do really like this new Fuse X1. I think it is a really, really nice machine.
I think it's a lovely machine.
It is much more streamlined into its target audience than the One Plus was. And I think that's my favorite thing about it, is like, it's not trying to be a small business machine. It's a small production machine. That's what it is. It's not, like, could we get a Fuse X1 for 3D Musketeers? I would have to finance it. I can go get a couple.
Yeah,
Fuse
you
One
don't want to
Pluses.
finance. You don't want to finance
No.
as a business.
Well, I mean,
It's a terrible idea. A lot of people in the UK will say get a business loan. It is a bad idea to get a loan.
sure.
Just- If you can do it without loaning, do it without loaning, because you still have the option to loan later if you need it. Just say.
Oh, Rex
Like-
said the manatees came to visit us. We did not have to go to them. Well, that is lovely. Don't touch the manatees. It's illegal.
Oh, I've been reading the chat. A couple of people have been saying the power generation goes natural gas, renewables, nuclear, then coal, and it's been repeated a couple of times. So I do think coal is like your smaller component. I know in the
In
UK,
Florida, we're all cold.
we've had several days that have been 100% renewable powered.
I think that's
And
cool.
our graph of renewable powers is almost 80 to 90% of the time our entire grid is renewables.
I will say,
But the price of power is still 24 pence a kilowatt because the stupid ass liquid natural gas power plants decide the price for everything because our pricing structure is broken by the most expensive cost. Fuck you.
wow,
Lower our price.
that's
Lower our price.
okay. You pay about double. Actually, you pay exactly double what I pay. I pay 16 cents a kilowatt hour. 24 pence is 32 cents. Yeah, well, I also live in the country.
UK
My brother
used
pays
to be
like
12 to 14 pence a kilowatt.
my brother pays like 22 to 24. He lives less rural than I do. Coal is only 3 to 4% in Florida. Really? What do we?
Boom.
What's our power generation
Boom.
out here then? Last
Probably
I
liquid
checked, it
natural
was
gas.
coal. I could. Well, hey, I'm always happy to be wrong. And I will say, for those that haven't been following, the new expansion for 3D Musketeers will be fully off grid. So the goal, so minimum running the business, but ideally running my house as well, fully off grid, which I'm excited for. I had a really cool talk with a concrete 3D printing company.
Ooh.
Nothing is materialized, so we are still actively searching for concrete 3D printing companies, but what we all kind of agreed upon, which makes more sense, is we need to make this move sooner rather than later. So starting with containers makes the most sense. And that gives us time to kind of negotiate a concrete building.
Okay. Hot take. You're gonna hate this because it affects you. How about you go to like a university architecture school and you ask a couple architects, tell them that you're going to be concrete 3D printing your new extension, but you're starting with shipping containers. And the 3D printed extension, you can then lift the shipping containers and rest at certain heights.
No.
Turning it into an art structure. The most deadly, stupidly designed, built by student art structure. But it'll be cool to have, I built this thing, and then I lifted it onto this.
You're forgetting Florida. You're forgetting the hurricanes.
Fuck.
Yep. You're forgetting the hurricanes.
Why is your weather just shit? I don't know. Like, come on.
But I will say, the company, who will remain nameless, it is not Icon. Icon has never returned my emails. They have attempted to trespass me from their facility when I went and visited them when I was in Austin, Texas. So it's not Icon. I'll tell you that. It's not them. It is a small company who's actually based in Florida, which is even cooler. But they are so down for Florida Man ways to test the walls. I'm so excited.
50 cal. Has to be a gun.
Well, we're not going
to
start at 50 cal, but yes. So I now have, I've asked my local range. I've asked the Hernando County range. And if they all don't go with it, I got to go down to Tenorock and work with Tenorock, which is a
Can
state.
I give you the files for a 3D printed tandem shape charge?
No. No.
I can legally give it to you. It's not an ITAR thing because it's
Sure.
just 2 cones of copper. It's up to you to fill them with the powder.
I can't. No, I don't have the licensing to do that. So
but someone at the gun range would.
We'd have to pay for it. I'm not doing that. But what we can do is we can fill the wall full of tannerite and see what happens too.
I'm just saying, if you just print with the actually, yeah, get just some like that copper fill filament and just print a cone. Just print a cone with the copper fill filament.
I got friends that can print
and then put it in front of the tannerite, and that's all you need to make the shape charge.
Well, so they had the idea of doing a hollow wall and then filling it with tannerite. Because they don't know either, and they want to know. And I'm like, I am your muse for all the stupid tests that you've wanted to do, as long as I can film it. If you don't let me film it, I'm not your guy.
Yep.
Right? because if we imagine how cool, because like we're almost positive 50 is going to penetrate into at least through the first wall, and then it hits tannerite. Oh, and then you see, can it handle the blast? I don't know, but we're going to find out. So yeah, that's the kind of stuff that we're looking at, but it's the permitting that's actually the hardest thing for that. Like with containers, I don't have to do permitting because we're zoned agriculture. So as long as we're doing agriculture and the containers support agriculture, we're fine. But with a concrete building, I have to pour a pad.
I forgot to tell you something. I have a 30-minute warning because obviously things have been going on my side, meaning I have to end in 30 minutes.
Brother, you should have told me that before we started.
I forgot.
Okay, then let's move on to, we'll skip Prusa color mixing, we'll skip hay gears, we'll do those.
Prusa color mixing looks cool, but it deserves a full analysis.
You got only 30 minutes left. Let's say Voron Trident. Oh no, Trident R2. We'll just do that real quick. Better belt pathing.
It's neat.
You're welcome. It is literally because of me. You're welcome. Prusa color mixing, the hay gears, resin printer. We'll do that next week. Or 2 weeks, I guess.
Yep.
Editor Andrew got into a car wreck. I will show the picture. You were tagged in the Discord in the picture.
I just saw the photos.
Yep.
Holy shit, he's lucky to walk out.
He's incredibly lucky to be alive. Yeah, here, I'll just put one of the photos up on the screen here. There you go.
Like thank God for crush zones.
Yep.
Because that's bad.
He had, like, with how bad the glass broke, he's got a lot of glass cuts. Got a couple of cuts on his head. They're gonna scar and look so cool. I'm like, buddy,
they're gonna look so cool.
Those are the scars that get the ladies. Okay, they're gonna be like, how'd you get that scar? Well, tell you about the other guy. He had 14 stitches in his wrist, which explains the head cuts and the wrist cut explain why this car was covered in blood. But he was out of the hospital in less than 24 hours. Kind of crazy.
That's fast.
Yep.
That is fast.
Kind of crazy. We will
kind of jealous of your American hospitals actually doing stuff.
Well,
ignoring the price.
He was, I will be curious to see what it ends up costing. I'm not going to get into why, but I'll be curious to see what it ends up costing. He went right to the trauma ICU.
Oh.
Yep. So he was in the trauma ICU. That's where I found him. So I found out because his mother sent me a message on Instagram at like 2:30 in the morning. I saw it around 3 a.m. So I instantly start working. Right. I'm like, all right, let's get in touch with him. Let's figure out where he's at. Let's, talk to him if we can. Yep. Let's figure out where the car is so that we can start working on getting the personal effects out of the car. Yeah, they put him in the TICU because he was so out of it, and the crash was so bad they thought he might have serious internal bleeding.
Yeah, he was orange banded straight from the start.
Oh, they cut his clothes off.
If not, yeah.
He was very upset about that, and I agree. It was like, this was one of my favorite shirts. His mom's like, I could turn it into a cool bag. I'm like, you should turn it into a cool bag.
But you should definitely do that.
It's like whenever I've been to the hospital, I get a wristband. He had an anklet. They tagged him on his ankle.
Ooh.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yep.
Did they use colors on theirs?
No.
Or is it just a white one?
It's all white.
Sad. When did they get rid of the colored bands to show the triage level?
Ask Amber. I don't know. Amber would know.
The UK's gone to numbers as well. It makes me sad because I liked the colors.
He is okay. So if you see Editor Andrew in, if we're all hanging out and he happens to pop in, help him with the story. We need, he was at a bar, he was talking to some lady, some guy got really upset at it, smashed a glass bottle over his head and his arm, and he fought to, save the damsel in distress. We need to build the good story.
No. You're doing it wrong.
He hydroplaned and crashed his car.
Grant, you're doing it wrong. You've got to introduce aspects of the reality so you can show pictures to build the vibe. So, got into an argument at a bar defending a lady from a creep. Afterwards was driving home, noticed was being followed. It was heavy raining, heavy traffic, and this guy coming up behind was trying to ram him off the road. here comes high-speed defensive driving, weaving through traffic. Unfortunately, this guy, bigger car, much more powerful, T-bones him. He spins out and then gets slammed into the front with the momentum of the car before. And that's the photo of what happened. Because now you've got an ending photo. And you can be like, here's the proof.
Here's what I'm doing. Editor Andrew's the one that does all the cut downs for the episode. I'm clipping this so he now has the story.
Love you, Andrew.
Yeah,
you can use that one.
We're glad that he's okay. His nurse was awesome. The doctor was awesome, and it was at Amber's hospital. So it was very funny. It was at the hospital that Amber works at. Amber was not working that day, but she's like, we've talked about this to never meet me professionally, and here we are. So anyways, Andrew is okay. I want to get into the AI discussion real quick.
Yep.
Although it can wait for 2 weeks if you want. Although, do you mind waiting 2 weeks for yours? That way we have some time to like get the ending of your story of like exactly what ended up happening. Does that make sense?
Plus, I think it will make a better thumbnail.
That's a good. You're right. It's a good thumbnail.
Because it's a great thumbnail and a great title.
It is. Okay. Yeah. All right. We can do that. So we have made the decision, a hard decision in the company, that we are going to start utilizing generative AI more often. The reason YouTube released a version of Gemini that has full access to your metrics.
Yep.
And can produce titles, thumbnails, descriptions, all of that for videos that aren't private. Well, okay, they can be private, but there's no metrics for it to use. But if they're public, it can look at the metrics, look at the comments, look at the suggestions in the comments, and then provide you suggestions on what to do to make it better, click-through rate and all that. So we are trying out both homemade ones, fully AI made ones, and then AI plus, where the basis of it is kind of designed with AI, but then we recreate it personally.
I would say AI plus is the correct way to move forward.
That's what I'm hoping.
It's always been my stance.
So that
AI is a tool, not a holistic solution.
I agree.
It's an addition.
The stupid thing
it's like MSG.
Yes, the thing that I like about AI, the MSG that it does to the thumbnails, it makes the faces pop so much better than the raw photos that we have. And it does it so well that we don't have to bother trying to like color correct things. It's like, here's the thumbnail we want to use. Make it look nicer. Done.
Boom.
But this talk has kind of sparked some, let's go with less than pleasant backlash from parts of the creative team, which makes sense, right? They see AI.
I'm going to have spicy
No,
opinions.
you're not. You're not. They see AI as a threat to what they do, a threat to their job. And I said, here's the deal. AI, I want to use it as a tool. Things like for podcast editing. We already use it to cut down the podcast, right? Well, we can also use it.
It finds the empty gaps.
It
automatically transcripts.
It finds the things that aren't on subject. So it makes sense. And it's good there. But we had one of the editors come to me and say, I don't want my name on the videos anymore. If we're going to use any Gen AI, I don't want my name on the videos anymore. And
we'll get rid of it.
So as a business owner, I shouldn't care, right? But I cared a lot.
Oh,
like, shut up and just, you'll like what we came in agreement to. And I think it's very fair.
I'll hold my tongue.
Yeah, hold your tongue for me. We had a really good talk, and we both kind of came out of it like, this is awesome. Like, we had a very, very productive talk. And the agreement that we made is that we can use Gen AI in videos. They're still going to put their name in the credits as the editor if they edit that video. But anything that is Gen AI will be credited Gen AI. And anything that isn't Gen AI will be credited as such as well. So
how would that work?
So we have like professional animators on the team.
Yeah.
One of them also happens to be a video editor for us. So we're going to look at animations that we want to do. If it is a one-off animation that is a pain in the ass to make, that's going to cost a lot of money. We're just going to AI that. Like CNC Kitchen, his A2L video, all those animations, from my understanding, are Gen AI
They
with
were
code and all that.
amazing.
They're beautiful.
They were
Absolutely.
amazing.
And that I
I
used.
adored the secret one that nobody really picked up on was the sticker peel.
Yes.
That went through everyone's thing. I'm like, there isn't a sticker there. That's great use of AI as a visual indicator of what he's saying.
I think that he did a great job there. And I said, look, this adds value to the video. And they're like, well, you know, we could make it ourselves. I said, but you can't do it in the time frame that we needed. Like, so certain ones, we discussed, like anatomy of a hot end, right?
Yep.
Heat breaks, that kind of stuff. We discussed that. We're going to do those internally because we're going to use those all the time. There's no reason not to amortize out that cost. But for a one-time use thing, it might not make sense. And, you know, I think that is such a fair way of approaching it. It's like, so the animator's like, look, I do animation professionally. This is what I do in my day job. I don't want the AI bubble to pop, and then all of a sudden, if you're even remotely associated with AI, you're now blacklisted from the industry. I'm like, you know what? That is such a fair way of, and he's like, yeah, I just don't want my name on the video anymore because I don't want to get blacklisted. I'm like, you know what? That's a fair fear.
I understand that point, but I would fight back with the whole AI bubble is a hype thing, but not a functionality thing. Like,
sure.
if AI bubble popped, the tools that are available now would still be here to be used. And if you're not happy putting your name next to AI generated content, I'm actually going to go back and ask, why are you not happy with it? Is it because you found it lazy? Which means, is the quality not up to your standard?
No.
If the quality's not up to your standard, aren't you going to want to improve it?
Nope.
To make it up to the standard that's acceptable, therefore you're proud to use it again.
It's an ethical and moral issue. Because, like, this person has degrees in visual and animation. Like, they have actual degrees in this. And, like, dude, we saw so eye to eye by the end of it. He's like, it's fair. He's like, I understand why you're doing it. He's like, I'm not going to argue the efficacy from a business perspective of wanting to do it. And he's like, I certainly see some value in us using it for things that aren't worth my time. And I said, look, I want to just opportunity cost it with you. I said, I don't really care about what it cost us. I care about the value that it brings to the company. If I cared about the cost of everything that we did, we would be using, you know, India or Philippines or some country with a significantly lower cost of living editors. We wouldn't be hiring local editors. We wouldn't be paying what I think are good rates for the work that we get. And, you know, it was a very, I think the agreement that we came to, which is where if it's not Gen AI, we credit the person that made it, which is totally fair. And if it is Gen AI, we credit Gen AI and the AI that we used. So if we use ChatGPT, credit ChatGPT.
Actually, I do quite like that.
If we use Claude,
nice.
We credit Claude. I think that is so fair. And he said, you know what? That solves all my problems. Now I can't be associated with because it is clear and obvious from the beginning that I didn't do it. I'm like, perfect. Because it shouldn't affect me that he didn't want his name in the videos, but it really did. I'm like, I want you to really like the work that you do. And like, that felt like him basically saying, I'm just going to do my job and nothing else, man. I'm not going to make suggestions anymore. Just take my name out of it. I'm on cruise control at this point. I'm like, I don't want that. And like, I've had such a good experience recently with AI. Like, I'm building, like, I can't program to save my life. And I've been custom coding some Python stuff for a phone battery, a Python script that will look for a smart plug, see what the phone battery percentage is at, and then basically turn the smart plug on or off to allow the phone to control its own charge cycles, right? So keep the lithium battery 40 to 80%. Great. I don't have that skill, and it's going to take me years to get that skill.
Yep.
I've been working for like 4 hours in Claude Code, and I have something that actually works. Now, why did it take me so long? Because I wanted to learn. And I wanted to do a lot of the typing and that kind of work myself. And that's a lot of fun for me. I am so grateful to have that technology available.
I'm so glad you're mentioning that because I'm the opposite of you. So you've come into this with no prior skills and
Yep.
you're having a good experience. I've actually gone into this with prior skills and I had a very different experience. Like I wasn't massively happy, but I can qualitatively test that my efficiency went up. So for
Yep.
anyone watching, I am officially my official degree title. It's a degree and a master's is games programming. What it actually translates to is software engineering with an emphasis of psychology of design. In my part time, I was a trained professional artist, so it was 2D digital art. And as a hobby, I did 3D digital art on Blender. And in my college, I did mechanical, electrical, and design engineering.
So
I used to hate AI because I was an artist.
there's plenty of reasons to hate
hated
AI, to be clear.
But now I've changed my tone because what I realized was the reason why I hated AI was the same reason why I spent 4 times as long drawing hands and AI actually did it okay, better than me, even when it wasn't perfect. It was pride. It was the I am taking pride in the work I'm doing. AI doesn't have the pride associated with it. But when I realized what I'm doing isn't for me, it's for a job, my pride doesn't matter. It matters if it looks correct and it sells.
Yep.
So if I was doing like a personal painting, I'm not going to use AI on a personal painting. That's a personal thing. I want to do it 100% myself. But if I'm doing, say, like corporate artwork or even like commission artwork, I'm going to mood board now with an AI, different color schemes, with different designs, with different everything. And I'm going to, as the artist, make the executive decisions. But then I'm going to use AI as a tool. And it's become this point where now if I meet artists that are still, I never use AI, AI is killing my industry and everything, I actually see that they've already died because they're not willing to understand the world has changed and it will stay permanently changed. You cannot close Pandora's box. But what you can do is if you want to get better and stay ahead of the curve and do your art better than you've ever done it before, learn the tools to know when not to use them. Because otherwise, you're going to be the person that goes into like Midjourney and be like, make me a painting of Donald Duck. And it gives you a painting and you're like, I'm an artist now. No, you're not. That's not art. Get it better. But knowing how to do stuff, like I've used in like a couple personal projects, I've used AI just to generate hand reference sheets or like jawline reference sheets. Because now I can see what I already drawn with slightly different changes to it as a base so I can then go back and change it. I've done it for color rendition to make sure like, is the colors I'm choosing on a product, the AllClean blue is different because of AI. The font style is slightly modified because of AI, because I did full analysis. I used ChatGPT Codex. I created 5 sub-agents, all for different aspects of design psychology, and I fed it through everything I want to do. And it gave me a really good report with references to research materials, which I then read because I'm not a twat. I'm going to read what the AI actually gives me instead of assuming it's correct. And it was right. There were certain color combinations and certain design methodologies that I didn't consider. That is using generative AI for good as a tool. And the moment I hear people say, I'm never going to use it because it's lazy, wrong. You're using it wrong.
Well, and I think that conversation kind of lubricated some of the, okay, I'll try it as long as my name's not associated. But then I'm like, I never wanted you to put your name on something that we made with Gen AI. Like, that's never what I wanted. And they're used to, because they're not like, you know, C-suite at the company they work for in their day job. They're used to just kind of doing whatever they're told because they don't have an option. They've never had an opportunity to sit down with the boss and have a legitimate discussion about it. Now, if people are in the Discord, it's the $10 tier and higher. We pay gate it. At me or something, I don't care. Those that are in it understand the value. But in the Making Awesome podcast channel, I actually posted the most recent Print Fix Friday results for the A/B testing. And yeah, the one that was like 80 to 90% Gen AI won. But what it did is it pulled a real photo of Mitch, a real photo of me. The hands are fake. The thing that Mitch is holding is real. The background is obvious. The background's fake. right? And we I think the text and the little gradient we did.
Yeah.
Those are us. It won 43.2% versus 26.5 and 30.3. It won
That's a huge win.
handily, right? So
That's huge.
okay, I didn't have any extra thumbnails to play with. So I said, all right, let me do a title A/B test where one of the titles is one that we came up with internally. Two are ones that YouTube's Gemini came up with that I massaged a little bit, and we'll see how those do. This, and I understand that the team is a little pissed about this. They're like, I don't like that we're doing it. I've already told them, I said, look,
Too bad.
This is about efficiency. If we are able to become more efficient in the work that we're doing, we're not, I don't want us to lose our creative, process. If we become more efficient, you can spend time doing things that are better use of your time and less time doing things that don't matter. Herzl said, I don't like the face. They look uncanny. Yes, that is the one problem that we've noticed is in the AI retouching, it tends to look a little uncanny. However, for the size of a thumbnail, it doesn't matter. Like, we asked the Discord.
Do you know how to fix it? Because
No.
I know how to fix it. You reduce the saturation slightly by about 5%.
Okay.
It's literally the saturation and the color matching is what makes it look uncanny because it gives it more depth, even though the face contour is correct. By reducing the color saturation, it makes it suddenly look like your face again.
We are going to be kind of refining the way that we do it, but like we presented thumbnails to the Patreon or the Discord group, and like I presented 4, 2 that we did ourselves, 2 that were Gen AI, completely Gen AI. Like we didn't do anything. They liked one of the ones that we did ourselves better because it had a logo in it that the Gen AI one didn't. But then they liked one of the Gen AI ones significantly more. And I'm like, that is enough of a kind of acid test for me to say, all right, we can start pushing this out to the community. If we get pushback, we kind of assess it and we determine what makes the most sense. But the click-through rates, the value that we are getting out of the videos with it, it makes sense. So I hate to do it because I would much rather us be very more real, but I recognize that I can't pay $300 for a thumbnail. So I got to be real about it.
Yeah. And again, like times are changing.
Yep.
I accept that there is a bubble, but it's not a technology bubble. It's a financial bubble. The technology development is permanent. And the research papers show the legitimate improvement in productivity. 38% with last models of AI agents as a speed improvement across all domains. It's not about the AI, it's about how you use it, and learning it and how to work around it is a job in itself. Just do that.
Yeah, and like Rexit said, we can always stop using it. And so that's... I feel like we are approaching it as ethically as we possibly can, but recognizing that our competitors in the industry, love them or hate them, are all using it, right? Joel Telling's been very clear that he's using it. CNC Kitchen's clear that they're using it. I hate to be the guy that says, if we're not using it, we're falling behind.
We're going to be using it.
But like, dude, these are big channels that can't like risk something like that blowing up in their face. They did the math. They know it works. I hate to be a follower rather than a trailblazer, but I recognize that it makes sense. So I know you have to go though, right?
Yes. Shall we wrap this up or do you want to continue without me?
No, I think we wrap it. We go send the folks to go hang out with Mr. Steve Builds. He's doing a new build, it looks like. And then I will be in the Discord hanging out at the $10 tier and higher in the Hangout channel for our Discord, where we can continue this AI talk and I can show you guys live what it actually looks like to do it inside of YouTube. So if you want to do that, and we can continue the Forum Labs talk or whatever talk anybody else wants.
And I am actually able to join the Discord today for only about 10 minutes, because I will be in the car and it's not my car, and it has a reverse-facing phone stand, so I can actually FaceTime and be on the Discord while I drive over.
Fancy.
So it's like,
Alrighty. We will see you all later. Thanks for hanging out with us on episode 263 of the Making Awesome podcast. We got to figure out when we hit 5 years. We probably already have, and we just missed it. But that is all we have for you all today. Stay safe out there. Don't forget to call your loved ones. And, as always, keep making awesome. Hey, don't forget to leave a like and get subscribed.
Yeah. And catch us in 2 weeks. It's going to be one hell of a story.
It's going to be a fun one. We still have some filament to give away, but if you want to head out for that, you can. And then we'll go send people to go hang out their Steve builds. See y'all later. Okay, now I've got to end all the recordings. Got to stop all the
It's so hard to do all the recording stuff on only one screen.
All right. Do you want to head out and I just go to a single show for right now to give away the stuff?
Yes.
All right.
For anyone who is in the Discord, you already know why my time is limited. There has been productive time.
Yep.
And the story for the next one is going to be insane.
It involves police.
It involves more than just police. It involves police, a different police, and possibly another different type of police.
Now the question is, are they putting on the red light? That's really the question.
Oh no, they're putting on the red, blue, and green.
I hate that you don't get that joke.
I do. I do know that.
Oh. Okay. As long as you got that.
I have to know that because one of my cousins is called Roxanne, and every time she walks in, I'm like, "Do not sing the song. Do not sing the song." She is like 14. Do not sing the song.
Sings the song. Yep.
No. Anyway, bye guys. I've got to go. Love you long time, and I'll catch you in the Discord for the next 10 minutes while I end up driving to a place.
All right.
Bye.
I'm gonna give away some filament. See you, dude.
See ya.
All right. Now you're just all with me while I give away some filament. And then we'll go send you to go hang out Mr. Steve builds. So that person, let me make sure they got everything right. This is always the hardest thing is making sure that they did the math right, because sometimes y'all don't do the bloody math right. And then we'll go send you to Mr. Steve builds. Oh, and I didn't close the entries. Oops. Close the entries. Where is he? Yeah, I thought we had a good talk though. You know, the important thing to me is that we were both listening and we were both being open and honest with each other. So I could not have asked for a better talk with the team about it. So that was the first winner. Nisham21, if you are in here, let me know. And yes, we are once again using Tech Jeepers wheel, even though he won one of the times. Rigged. And then the next one, you must be present to win. Talked about this. You must be present to win. Let's find the next winner, and then we will go send you guys hang out with Steve builds. I wish I'd known about Jacob's timing, but I did not. And that is on me. Okay. What is the full name for this? Sorry. And there. That's the second one. All right, y'all. I'm going to go get you all to go see Mr. Steve and see what he's up to. Is the Vertigo Mark 1 Part 3. Oh, I mean, if you're local to Tampa, I guess so. If you want to pick it up locally, you can. Otherwise, I'm going to ship it to you. Send me a DM on Discord, Instagram, Twitter. Those are the best ways to reach me these days. And we'll get it sorted. All right, y'all. Thank you for hanging out. We will see you later. Enjoy the rest of your day. Bye now.